What is going on, everybody? This is the Cloud9 podcast, season 3, episode 15. So I just want to make sure I tell you guys this before we move further along into the show. Sorry, we didn't have an episode out the previous days of the week. I was trying to get an episode together, but I was just extremely busy, so I never really had a chance to put together my League of Legends show. And it's something that I've been thinking about recently, and it's been something that I have to kind of make time for. Like obviously, sorry about that. I obviously love, League of Legends. So, it's something that I have to get a little bit better at planning for. But yeah, the LPL and the LCK 2022 summer splits have kicked off. So like I told you guys, next week, we are actually going to be talking about the match of the weeks for the LPL and the LCK. I know I said I can't cover them as consistently because I've just been very, very busy, but that only comes from this show and the channel in particular.
Maybe you should stop rescheduling stuff.
That was actually Sean. Sean did that to
No,
you.
fuck off.
Mm-mm.
I saw his message like, okay, you're still good for today, and it's like, well, I had my hand full because I'm painting a fucking house, but I'm like,
painting
a obviously,
house.
Yeah, I'll be there at 7:30, and then he's just because I didn't send him a repetitive dumb okay message back at 7:30 when I was like, okay, send the link. He was like, yeah, I rescheduled it because you didn't respond. I'm like, fuck off. Jesus Christ.
No, that's not what happened. What happened was he told me he was sleeping with this girl and he couldn't come to the show. And I was like, okay.
If only. Because I'd rather do that than fucking attend this shit, all right?
God damn. But yeah, guys, I don't know if I'm going to be bringing back the weekly LCS and LEC content, only because I've just been so busy with making content on my other channel. So everything has been pretty much tied into the Cloud9 podcast, which is a weekly League of Legends podcast for everyone here on the channel. Or you get your random channel updates, during the year. And then, like, if big news ends up happening, in terms of like a player moving to a different team, you guys get that. So I just want to let you guys know the content you're going to be expecting on the channel, which is literally Cloud9 podcast, the channel updates whenever they do happen, as rare as they do. And then you have like news wherever, like if a player happens to potentially join a new team, that is what I consider news. So we will talk about that. Then you also have like, the off-season news that's always really, really lucrative to a certain extent. But yeah, we have a lot to discuss today because the LEC and the LCS 2022 summer splits kick off this week with super weeks, actually. So we're going to get 3 back-to-back days of gameplay. So it'll give us enough time to kind of, talk about the rosters and talk about our expectations going into summer. So specific, oh my goodness, I cannot even speak today. Specifically, when it comes to the LEC, G2 Esports remained on top as they won the LEC 2022 summer split, toppling over Rogue. Early on, I did have Rogue winning the spring split, and they actually almost did. I mean, they literally made it to the finals. They reverse swept Fnatic in that previous round, but they just came up short. I think for the LEC 2022 summer split, it's going to be a whole lot more competitive. I mean, G2 was just that much better than other teams.
How about we just say what happened? Rogue was overhyped as fuck, and teams finally figured... Yes, I don't know, man. Teams figured them out near the end. You saw it. All right, they went like fucking 50-50 in the second half, and then they barely won that first best of 5 there.
No, they lost 4 games off the back end, and they did a 3-0 in the first round. They only lost like 5 games.
The team they faced in the first round was not good, all right? So that doesn't count.
Oh, Lord, Jesus
Christ. Real best of 5, they barely squeaked by.
They realized what Fnatic were doing, and they completely outdrafted them.
Yeah, Fnatic literally gave them the win as well. That doesn't help. And yeah, like in the second half of the season, they went like, what, 5-4?
I don't know, honestly. I remember they finished 14-4. They've actually had impressive records, honestly. For these past 3 years, they've always finished 14-4. That's pretty impressive with different rosters, different players who have different play styles. I mean, Rogue has definitely put together some really solid LEC teams, and they've made it to Worlds for every year so far. They've been the LEC except for what was it, 2019 when they first joined the league, actually, when Larson cost them going to Worlds that year with his Corki 911 package. So ever since 2020, they've made it to Worlds. I don't know if they're making it to Worlds this year, because this year they have to potentially compete with Team Vitality, like a lot of people say. But I don't know if Vitality is going to be as competitive as everyone thinks, dude. I don't know, man. That team had a lot of issues.
No, they're not. Give it up.
I personally think the teams going for EU this year are going to be Fnatic, G2, and Rogue. I think those are your teams, actually. I mean, maybe Misfits and Team Vitality can, squeak in there and maybe steal a spot in an upset fashion, but I don't see it from Team Vitality. And don't worry, guys, we'll talk about Team Vitality more in depth later on. So today, for the show, we have some news regarding FlyQuest's CEO, Miss Trisha. She's actually going to be joining Cloud9, which is really crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a CEO step down.
Actually, I missed the news today.
So, dude, I don't think I've ever seen a CEO of a league organization step down, leave the organization, and go work for another organization. Then this one guy told me on Twitter it was a betrayal, and I was like, dude, people switch jobs all the time. That's not a betrayal. That's just life.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Can you go into that thread and wreck that guy, please? That guy blew my brain out.
Holy
that guy completely wrecked my brain, actually.
It's the same Fnatic. I'm shocked by this, though, for this esports org that she leaves, and after everything...
Dude, it's the same Fnatic fans back in the day that were like, Caps betrayed G2. Guys, after 2018, his contract was up. He was a free agent.
That's different because G2 illegally poached him.
You mean Perks illegally poached him?
Well, both, but and Carlos. So that's different, but, just same thing with fucking Team Liquid, but whatever. Let's not get into that. Fuck you, Steve.
The first part of the show is going to be based around the recent news. Then all LEC, I have it all structured up. LEC, then it's LCS. Okay. So, but yeah, I just wanted to just let you guys know the Cloud9 podcast is a weekly show. Obviously, it's going to primarily be on Wednesday, 3 p.m. PST, because I try to have it more or less so if I'm too tired on Wednesday, I'll have the episode on Thursday, but I can't. Thursday's way too hard. If there's a movie that I got to go see in the theaters, actually, because you guys know I'm a big movie buff, so I want to go to the theaters, obviously, on Thursday and see the newest movies so I can review them on my main YouTube channel. So, yeah, the Cloud9 podcast is primarily only on Wednesdays, 3 p.m. PST, and then I think that works better when the seasons always kick off because it gives me enough time to watch the games and get my thoughts together. Last night, I watched Hanwha Life versus Kongdu Freaks, and yeah, some of that LCK drafting is really suspect. And I also watched some of the LPO games as well. Usually before LEC and LCS kick their games off, I'll make sure I watch, LPL and LCK BO3s, and the LPL is really strong. I know a lot of people talk about the LCK because usually when the LCK is going on, the viewership is much more massive compared to the LPL. The LPL has won the past 3 international events, right? And their viewership is still not as good as the LCK. And I know people said, well, how do I watch the LCK on YouTube? Because they don't actually stream to YouTube. Actually, they do still. I don't know if the deal changed actually, or if they managed to switch some stuff up right now. If you guys want to watch the LCK on YouTube,
I love how your recent search fucking thing is Jody's Corner. Jesus fuck.
I figured out why that happened. Since I was subscribed to him for so long, I try to keep removing it. It still pops up because I watched so much of his stuff back in the day, dude.
Yeah, the fact you watched so much of his stuff back in the day is sad enough, but
he was black, I'm black, and we knew each other on a good level.
Okay.
There you go. So if you guys want to watch LCK
that one
now,
fucking Twitter post hey, anyone who black on Twitter, let's follow each other. And I was like, yeah, I'm black. Give me the follows.
If you guys want to watch LCK now, because I know they talked about they're only going to be on Twitch, LCK Global is for you guys. There you go. Complete English broadcast.
I was watching that stream yesterday, the first games at LCK, but I fell asleep because that first one was so boring.
Okay, I watched game 2 and 3. I peeped a little bit of game 1. I was like, how did Kongdu Freaks throw game 2? I was like, oh my god. And like I told you guys, I'm not gonna watch any games from fucking anyone's legend anymore. That team is garbage. I know I said I wasn't gonna do it anyway, and I haven't. I don't watch anyone's legends game because they've rebranded from Rogue Warriors, obviously. You know, LNG. Okay, last night against anyone's legend, LNG looked decently suspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
was
they
that
looked
the team?
suspect as fuck.
What you mean? They have Betty in them, don't they?
Yeah. It was when
I mean,
Light was playing
yeah,
with
they
Helios.
overperformed last year. Maple was on the team, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that was my thing. Watching them last night is like, why are they struggling against a team that's probably pretty much literally last place, or maybe if not like 16th place? It's like a team like LNG should easily stomp a team like that. But that just goes to show you how competitive the LPL actually is. You know, like the LPL is just extremely competitive. That's just what it is.
But
you know?
yeah, no, you didn't say you would never watch a Rogue War. Whatever they're originally called,
They're
or
called Rogue
anyone's.
Warriors, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say that. You said you never watched them versus another one ever again, which was, I forgot what it was, OMG or something.
Oh yeah, OMG has been making improvements. They were like first place a little bit there in spring.
It's sad. They're like, what? Aren't they like the first team ever to win a split in this league?
I think, yeah, they're about as old as like IG, and they haven't done anything in so many years.
I mean, I'm glad I picked IG to fucking cheer for instead of fucking OMG, because I was just like looking through teams to cheer for in China when I first started watching them, and I wanted to pick a team that came here since 2013. So I didn't want to be a bandwagon though, picking like RNG or someone else. So I was like, okay, IG or OMG. And then I rolled a dice. Luckily, it landed on IG, and then they won Worlds.
What's up, thank God. How you doing, man? Rogue will never win a title. What's up, dude? How you doing, Fujin? What's up, brother? Seems like Fly CEO gave up on the FlyQuest project. Yeah, that's that. Well, to be fair, she reshaped FlyQuest, who pretty much had no brand identity except being for like that Snickers organization. So she did more than enough for the organization.
What do you mean? They had a brand that it was being C9 2.0.
Fujin says, I'm damn sure if TSM win the first 2 games, their fans will assume they're winning Worlds or some shit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, Maple, made it out of groups with
Maple's better than Bjergsen. The narrative
made it out of groups with the PCS team. Bjergsen, fuck him.
They're gonna be like, yeah, Maple was super underrated. He was always better than Bjergsen. Meanwhile, years back, they were just always dick riding. They were like shitting on Maple, him being part of the LMS and shit. Like, dude, Maple was always better than Bjergsen. People always said, no, he's what are you talking about? Maple always outperformed him. Dude, I love it when a player literally can outperform another player right in someone's face consistently at international events, which matter. And someone goes, no, he didn't really do that. What games are you watching?
Yeah, or against Jensen.
And the same thing happens with Jensen. Jensen could literally outperform Korean and LPL mid laners. People go, no, he wasn't that good. What is wrong with you? Are you watching the games? Like, Bjergsen against Maple all the time. You remember the 2017 World Championship when he was on Flash Wolves? When they had that one game where if TSM won, they could have got out of the group, where Maple completely wrecked him. Maple beat him Maple beat his ass the first time around, but it's just because they had that comeback victory. People forgot about it. Maple always outperformed Bjergsen internationally. But people go, yeah, but it's the LMS. It doesn't matter if it's the LMS. The individual player outperformed Bjergsen. Like, Bjergsen hadn't been that good internationally anyway. I don't like a lot of people saying Bjergsen was this and this and this. He was only this and this domestically. Like, if we ever did a domestic LCS best player of all time, yeah, Bjergsen would be there. But if it's internationally, no, Maple always outperformed him. That's why when TSM fans were kind of skeptical about Maple joining TSM for this split coming up, which is going to start this week, I said, literally, I think Maple's going to outperform Bjergsen this split, and I definitely think Maple's going to be a much better fit for TSM moving forward if they want to get back to their top LCS.
Somebody needs to like find me a Maple or a Sword Art Flash Wolves jersey. I need that in my life.
Zero bad trip. What's up, dude? Doinby is sus. Yeah, Doinby was playing. No,
yeah,
this game is hard.
His evil cousin, Doincy.
Doincy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like LNG and V5 were supposed to be like these super teams that would just like dominate the LPL. Like, I guess you could say they dominated in the regular season for the LPL, which is impressive because it's really competitive in the LPL. But in the playoffs, LNG got knocked out relatively fast. V5, they won the first round, and then through the losers bracket, RNG ended up overcoming them. So, like, I think with V5, they lean too much on rookie, and Karsa only plays for rookie, which it makes sense. You want to play for your strongest player. I think Fnatic is a great ADC. I would love to see V5 on the international stage.
I didn't end up showing my thing from the split for all the regions. I might do a full season thing and then show it with like spring and summer. But
okay,
yeah, Fnatic for me was my most improved player.
Fnatic,
like,
he was
the
so
laughing
good.
stock on like what RNG or whatever it was or FPX to then becoming one of the best ADCs. Holy shit, got so many pentakills. It was down to him and the Shy, but I gave it to Fnatic.
Dude, the Shy was griefing in one of those games against EDG. That man was picking a Nivea top. I was like, dude, stop. You're better than this. Why does the Shy keep doing that? Everyone knows the Shy is a great top laner.
It's like he likes picking shit like Aatrox and then like dying 6 times and he still keeps going in to see if he can do it. And he gets close because he's the Shy, but then the team's just like, no, they just back off a bit and melt him down because they're not fucking autistic. Holy fuck! Sorry, I shouldn't say autistic, but I mean in this case, I had to. Fucking hell, what is he doing?
Bjergsen plays like a thought every world. That's definitely true. I definitely agree with you. Literally staying in lane, farming. Meanwhile, his team is getting lane.
Well, I mean, that sounds like him in LCS. What do you mean? Oh no, Dude, no! Don't tell the TSM fans that.
I even was arguing with TSM fans back when they said Bjergsen was doing well. Bjergsen was not doing as well as everyone made it out to be. He would literally lose laning phase, get shoved in, which would prompt, the enemy team diving his opponents.
Yeah.
But people don't understand. Him playing badly means the enemy team gets to do that because if you get shoved in, I get to make the first move. I get to dive. He was constantly losing, getting shoved in.
Sorry, Jensen was like almost always better than him. Literally, that's what Bjergsen did most of the season, even in his own region. He would just like stay in lane farming and having his jungler being a fucking ward. And then there'd be the odd time where he makes a flashy play, the odd time where he makes a play and then like carries them on like fucking on Azir or Corgi. And then every fucking mid laner does every once in a while, and then but because it's Bjergsen, they're like, oh man, holy shit! Or the whole team will literally just walk into him and die on their own, like all the fucking teams did throughout the entire 2020 summer fucking playoffs. But they would be because it's Bjergsen. They're like, oh my god, 1v9. It's like, fuck off. Jensen was always better than him. Fuck you.
And then the narratives for Bjergsen and Jensen were so biased. So like, when Jensen had considerably worse players on his team compared to Bjergsen's team, Jensen would get never the amount of credit he really deserved. Yeah. But when Bjergsen had the worse players than Jensen, that means Bjergsen gets the credit for something that Jensen already had.
One thing I will say about Jensen is while I do say that about him overall in his region and his international success, which matters the most compared to Bjergsen's like none besides one fluke fucking making out of Groots, which was literally just because of brother Sven.
Because Sven Skaren was kind of being a little racist.
Yeah. So besides, but what I will say,
hey man, he beat CJ Entis, he beat Mad Life.
But anyway, what I will say though is, he did make it out all those times with his teams. I actually did think Jensen kind of played a bit disappointing, like the group stage at Worlds most years.
Yeah, and that was the thing I told you a while ago too. I think Jensen's biggest problems was that in various big key matches, he always underperformed.
And he kind of just plays like Bjergsen in group stages internationally, like staying in lane and getting his dick stomped.
But it only happened in playoffs, though. That was the weird thing. In playoffs, he would kind of play submissive in the later games if he couldn't manhandle his enemy game one. Because in the group stages, he always outperformed in the group stages. But when it came to like the big matches, like against Fnatic, like against G2 when he was on Team Liquid, he kind of just underperformed. But to be fair,
like that fucking I forgot if it was IG or Damn one, but in 2019 or something in that Group D.
Oh yeah, Showmaker completely destroyed
Holy
him.
Fuck. Yes, that
but to be fair, like, but at that point, I'll just ask you this, dude, is like, if we know Showmaker's better, is it surprising if he beats him though? Like we know Jensen is good, but if Caps and Showmaker are better,
him to at least handle some things properly with the pick he did and like the game strategy and just like staying in lane and like what his jungler did, but like in that fucking game against fucking like Rookie or Showmaker, whoever it was, holy fuck,
both destroyed him.
It was like playing like fucking Sneaky in 2019.
Holy shit.
It's like fucking he looked like Sneaky because what's that champion, the one like snake lady?
Oh, Cassiopeia.
Yeah, it's like when he tried playing that in the bot lane, remember?
Oh, against G2 when he got completely just rampaged.
Yeah, that was like Jensen.
So, oh yeah, Zero Bad Trip. Yeah, like this is my thing with Jensen. If Jensen wants to actually do a lot more internationally than he's already did, I'm not saying he's bad at being a player international for the LCS. He's the most successful LCS mid laner we've ever had, actually. I think people have to understand this. If Showmaker's already better, and if Caps is better, and we already know they're better than him, I think people have to understand they're gonna beat him. You know, it doesn't really matter what he can really do. They're just an individual better player. But I think Jensen in those scenarios has to understand he has to play a different play style in order to beat them. He can't beat them by conventional means like he can beat people worse than him.
He's gonna shit on Faker. He's gonna shit on Caps.
Oh yeah, dude. Remember when he said he would clap Faker and he just got like Xiaohu. Xiaohu knows he can't just straight up beat Faker. So he picks champions like Galio so he can have an impact on the map from a different angle. Like that's what separates a good player from a great player. You have to change your play style. Because I know people brought up, well, Caps never beat Showmaker in lane. No, you can beat someone by a different means though. Why does everyone think you can only beat someone by smashing them in lane? Yeah. That's such a one-dimensional play style.
So we're watching these games here, and anyone's legend. You know, they definitely overperformed in spring, and they're showing why here. Like, holy fuck, I don't really see how this team can grow any more than where they're already at. Legend.
Dude, they're gonna be. You see this trash can? Gonna be right there.
Yeah. Wait. Why did you? Okay, that's weird.
But I conveniently have a trash can. I don't know.
No, I don't understand why you like. Why is Promise-Q in your fucking apartment? I don't get it, but okay. It's like, what? Okay.
I just expect more from LNG, and I get it. It's only week 2. I get it. But, you know, I don't know if this is a pause for concern yet, but I just hope that LNG clean it up. Though I do like the Swain pick coming out. The LPL is just always willing to experiment with these kind of champions. Like, Doiby will definitely play different champions mid, you know, to kind of like spice it up in draft. And that's what I've always enjoyed from certain players like Rookie and teams he's been on, is they're willing to kind of spice it up in draft. And that's what you get as an advantage in draft. It's not just about having red side or fucking blue side. Like
are these shit top laners going to stop fucking picking Camille?
From this split, I've mostly seen them pick Camille, Jax, and Gangplank and Gwen for the LPL top laners. Like, dude, even on BLG, they subjected Ben to playing Gangplank. Ben literally just won MSI carrying on Gwen on Gangplank. They're like, just more Gangplank for you. It's like, what the hell? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's their team dynamic. I don't know. This dude told me that.
Is this the game that they won, or did they go 2-0? Because
this is the one. This was just yesterday's games, actually.
Yeah, but did they go 2-1 or 2-0?
I'm pretty sure they went 2-0 because that first game was really close, actually. But they still managed to win with the Aphelios on live.
Come on, Betty. Let's go.
This dude told me that Betty was better than Doggo. And I was like, okay, dude.
Come on, Betty. Come on.
Good job, Betty. This. Good job, Betty.
No. Hey,
so,
I mean, that guy who said that should be put down, all right?
Yeah, he was like, Betty's so much better than Doggo, but it's just because Betty's on anyone's legend. It's like, no, man.
I think the reason why, because, his name's Doggo, and it gives him flashbacks to when his dog was put down, so it makes him cry.
Holy crap, Sean is evil. So, yeah, guys, as per the LPL 2022 Summer Split and the LCK 2022 summer
yeah,
split.
like
We'll
Jesus,
be going after the top matches. So, Sean, just make sure you message me the match of the weeks that you want to look at for the LPL and the LCK. We'll watch them and we'll talk about them on the show.
Yeah, I will say though, one question. Do you think well actually I didn't check hold on, I'm gonna check first quickly to see if it actually happened or not first, because I don't remember, but if it didn't, then I'm gonna ask.
Yes. I don't see I don't see Team Liquid doing shit at Worlds because Bjergsen cannot lane against top players. Dude, he's gonna get massively destroyed. Because this is the thing. If the last time he was at Worlds, he went 0-6. He had like one good laning phase in 6 games. The competition has gotten even much more steeper since then with the LPL and the LCK.
So it didn't. Okay, so my question is, do you think Crisp has any chance of beating out Iwandy for that starting spot again, or do you think it's pretty much done?
Isn't Crisp on BLG?
Oh, sorry, I meant LV Mao.
Love Mao.
Sorry, Love Mao. Yeah, sorry, that's who I meant.
I think they're just about even, honestly.
Yeah, well, Love Mao was inting hard, like in a lot of games.
JDG. Yeah, I remember Love Mao.
Yeah, he was like the best support at one point and won MVP.
He was playing Bard.
Then he started inting hard, so then they switched him out for Iwandy.
I'd rather just keep Iwandy with Light. I think Light and Iwandy will have better synergy. Because remember, dude, if you swap him out right now, if he's not that much better, then it will just potentially just ruin team chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, do you think are you surprised that any bottom tier team didn't try to like make a move for Love Mao since he's on the bench now? Or
I don't I mean, this is the thing. Do you take a risk on Love Mao, or do you just take a risk on a rookie at that point?
Yeah, well, I mean, he is 26. But for supports, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much.
I think a team like LGD could benefit for him, honestly. Maybe a team like what's that one? TT Thunder Talk. Is that the team's name?
I mean, anything could benefit Thunder Talk. You could get like fucking contracts on there, and that would benefit. All right.
Doesn't LGD still have that one guy from Mad Lions, Shadow, on there? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think he's like split in time or subbed out, but
I think a team like LGD would be fine for him, or a team like World Elite would be fine for him. A team where you can have newer players potentially learn from him, kind of like a veteran presence thing. But then again, it's like if a lot of these LPL teams, they claim they're trying to win, but they build rosters like anyone's legend, and it's like, how am I going to take you seriously? Like, I don't know, man. I think people said it's harder in the LPL if you get like kicked off and you're older, because they'd rather just go with the rookie talent because there's so much talent there. That's the reason why, like, if you're on a top competitive team, you have to make sure you're competing consistently at the highest level, because they could just swap you off for anyone. Like Sword Art on Weibo Gaming, we haven't seen that guy play at all. He's supposed to be a backup support for them.
Yeah, like why can't they just? I don't get whatever. I know there's like scrims and stuff that they can.
By what TSM said, Sword Art's the best support, you know?
Yeah, totally.
TSM fans told me it, so it must be true, right?
Yeah, all you TSM fans drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. Like seriously, you could just like go in the TSM like Discord and just say, I don't think Sword Art is quite worth like $20 million for 2 years, and then they'll ban you for trolling and baiting. Yeah, fun fact.
So, Fujin asked about Team Liquid and Bjergsen. I mean, like I said before, when you asked me, before we started talking about that whole LPL thing right there, I don't think Bjergsen will have the best time against LPL or LCK mid laners at all. Like, I don't know how he'll perform this split. So, depending on his performance this split, I might have to judge that differently. But if I'm going off his past performances against LPL and LCK mid laners, he's not done that well against any of them, you know? Like, if he can barely compete here, going internationally isn't going to be the best thing for him, personally, when it comes to competing. I mean, he'll be better than probably, like, wildcard, you know, or, you know, yeah, pretty much wildcard team mid laners. He should be better than wildcard team mid laners like he's always been. But I think when it comes to like top LPL, top LCK mid laners, I think he'll just get his ass handed to him in lane, and then get completely stomped, then resort to picking Zilean, which is also not going to be good because those teams will know how to exploit that pick, and then he'll get completely railed. And then Steve will potentially, in the offseason, go out and get another superstar mid laner. But I don't know why Steve even gave up Jensen to begin with when he outperformed Bjergsen in 2021. But to be fair, Bjergsen was a coach then. So, take that for what it is. Also, Jensen performed massively well at Worlds 2021, and it was pretty much the reason why they were even competitive, even when they lost Double Lift. So, yeah, Steve making the great decisions. But the news that we'll cover right now before we get into our LEC 2022 Summer Split tier list is FlyQuest. They tweeted out this: with a heavy heart, we say goodbye to our leader for the past 4 years, Megum EXBear. I cannot pronounce her Twitter. It's basically Trisha.
Just say Trisha.
I want to say the name. It's cute. Oh my goodness. And she looks great. She looks absolutely great for her age. Oh my goodness. We know Trisha. Old is she? Probably like 35, I think. My DMs are open. So we know Trisha will continue to showcase greatness in her next chapter. Thank you for everything. You are and always will be a part of our family. So factor this in, guys. She came in and pretty much reshaped FlyQuest. I remember the year FlyQuest came in. C9 Challenger, which had elimination, balls, high, contracts on it. They won a spot in the LCS. Back in the day,
yeah, who were the players they got again? Was it like Apollo and Moon or something?
Yeah, they had like
And then they got Fly. I
remember back. Yeah, they had Altec. They had Altec. Remember, they had Altec elimination.
Yeah, and they had the top laner Zig or something at one point. Or no, that was that Phoenix one. I think they had him for a short while, maybe.
That was Phoenix one. They had Zig. FlyQuest had Balls. And they had, oh my goodness, the other top laner they had. I mean, they had Viper.
Yeah, well, I think Zig might have been one for a short while. Yeah, they had, no, sorry, that was Immortals who had big. But yeah, they had Power. What was the roster when they had Power of Evil? What was that roster?
Power of Evil was Power of Evil, Ignar, Wild Turtle, Solo.
No, sorry. Again, I was thinking of Optic came in.
Oh no, you're fine. So she came in and basically reshaped FlyQuest because FlyQuest had no brand identity. I mean, FlyQuest were like a laughing stock of the league. Like people were just like, "You're a FlyQuest fan? Ha 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 ha!" She came in and she pretty much gave them a brand identity. Organizations like FlyQuest, they're not really here to really win championships. I know that's what they say, but based off their roster decisions and how they perform in the league, that tells you otherwise. Now, with Trisha and her decisions on how to run the brand, FlyQuest actually made back-to-back finals in 2020, which is relatively impressive. They were the only other new organization to reach the finals outside of EG and 100 Thieves. And I think that's impressive. And I think the work she did on FlyQuest was amazing. The way she gave them a brand identity and a sense of direction. Now, the next CEO that they have joining, all that person has to do is just take what she built and just keep on working on it and improving it. That's it. That's literally all it is. But this is the video they put out, actually.
Is it muted or? I mean, can you hear any audio, MSK?
Yeah.
I can't for some reason. Can somebody in the chat say if you can hear any audio?
Yeah, I have the audio thing playing on the here. Let me reset it because Sean is deaf, probably.
No.
Okay, let me restart it again. Now, to be fair, LS is before we replay it again. LS is the best commentator, right?
Well, obviously, yeah. I love when he freaks out when a Korean team makes a huge play.
Anytime I will dominate says something on Twitter and he gets flamed, Sean's just automatically right there to defend him. What a great friend.
Well, what do you mean? No, he makes a factual take or a fucking joke and people get triggered over it. He literally just said what actually happened during a fucking game and what happens in most games with 1-1-3 on Carmine Corp. And then Inspire's just like, I want to see you fucking talk when you win an EU Master. Okay, number one, bitch. Okay, how many fucking EU Masters or fucking LEC trophies have you won, bitch? Fuck you,
God.
Inspired.
Hi guys, today I have a personal update for all of you. I have made the very difficult decision to step down as CEO of FlyQuest. It has been my greatest honor and privilege to work with all the amazing people at FlyQuest and one of the best teams in esports for over 4 years. And together we've been able to accomplish a great many things. I'm so proud of all the things that we've been able to achieve together, such as our company vision of showcase greatness, the belief that greatness already exists within everyone, and we want to help them find and showcase it, to launching our Go Green initiative and our several campaigns, such as Tree Quest, Sea Quest, Bee Quest, and Me Quest, where we planted trees, saved the bees and the seas, and really brought attention to mental health awareness, which is very important to everyone here at FlyQuest. I have had the greatest opportunity to watch FlyQuest grow and showcase greatness on and off the Rift with doing things like Bear Cups. We brought back some of the things that I did in Megumi Expert days, and FlyQuest allowed that platform to really celebrate everything that FlyQuest represents, that FlyQuest stands for, and to do it all for the community and all of you watching. And I know from the bottom of my heart, I know that that won't change because we have amazing leadership here that will continue to even do more than we have accomplished in just these past 4 years. And I really look forward to looking at their continued success and all of the cool campaigns and jersey designs. I know you guys love it. I love it too. That won't change. This is my favorite Midori and Friends merch line. So I made sure I wore this. And if you're not familiar already with our players and our staff, please make sure to support them. They have amazing hearts, and nothing that I listed would have been possible without them, such as, reaching back-to-back finals in 2022 or going to Worlds, where we accomplished all of this on the branding side and the competitive side and really worked cohesively as a team. Because at the end of the day, that's what FlyQuest is striving for, to showcase greatness. And so for the very last time and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You're much appreciated. And as always, let's showcase greatness together.
All right.
When I joined in January 2018, the first thing I did was create company vision. Your breath stinkers, Cootie. Did you fart or something? Ooh, I just washed you. I think Cootie either barfed in her mouth with that loose or farted on me. I hope you guys appreciate it. I fluffed.
But don't show the LPL that dog.
Hi guys, welcome back to Just Happy. I'm at the Iki Trail in Hawaii. So what we have here is what is it called?
I don't know what that was. I'm not happy.
Oh my, bro, that's even worse. Hey, you failed the most.
That's bad.
That's bad. You wait. My toaster wasn't plugged in.
Wow.
Like, why is it not hot?
Okay. So look,
that's great.
If the reason for this departure is anything besides just, I've done everything. It's time to move on now to another org and work with them. Then fuck this org. Because then that's just a stupid decision. Holy fuck.
Yeah, but the only thing I can say about this is if she is better at basically being a person that's like a director of like vision, like company vision. I don't know if that's, I don't know. It's really weird to say. Maybe she thought to herself, CEO isn't the best place to showcase her talent. So she thought to herself, let me just go into more of the creative department. Because I think she's a better creative consultant.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, I think the departure is for good reasons, like jokes aside. But I'm just saying I'm
pretty sure this guy knows, right? This guy says that's all I said. I just replied under, and I was like, he said, nah, you can't be thanking a betrayal like this. Have some shame. This guy can't even write properly. I was like, how is it a betrayal, you moron? She is switching jobs like anyone else does. Like, how dumb are you? He says, left to join one of the other 9 teams in the same league. It's a betrayal. Switching jobs like anyone else. Yeah. So he agreed with me. So you agreed with what I said.
I need to go call this guy a fucking inbred.
This guy literally agreed with me because he quoted exactly what I said. And he said, yeah, because we're all out here casually stepping down being CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. But it's okay. I'm just like too dumb to understand. Please explain. Oh, I explained.
Yeah, you are too dumb to understand. Just say that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, thank you. You are too. I should quote this right here and just put that under him in quotations.
I mean, did you reply to him yet?
I did. He hasn't replied yet because I fucking destroyed him.
Then just don't bother.
Gave him the fattest L in existence.
Yeah, that's
what a
good.
moron.
I'll just say that in response.
Literally said, I'm too dumb to understand. No, you are. That's this life. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. There's someone on the outside moving some stuff. So, yeah, people got to understand. Everyone switches jobs that if they feel they want to switch. What if Cloud9 was paying higher than her position as a CEO? We don't even know what she was getting paid at FlyQuest as a CEO.
Oh, man. All the triggered fanboys in the replies so that video.
All these random nobody FlyQuest fans that don't even exist.
We're not going to be like, oh, best esports team. Fuck off. I can't wait. Like, best old esports team that fucking betrayed LS. Fuck you.
all these like every time these videos happen, even when like Darshan got kicked off CLG, people were like, oh my god, CLG, you're making a mistake. All these random fans were shitting on Darshan when he was being crappy on CLG toward the later end of his career as a top laner. It's like these random 3 FlyQuest fans that exist out there, don't even care about this. They're just fake. That's what fake outrage is in the League of Legends community, guys. This is straight up fake outrage. How many FlyQuest fans do you know? Yeah, that's right. 0. Just like the impact of my dad in my life. Mm-hmm. Nothing. I know one FlyQuest fan that I had on the channel some years ago.
I mean, they would be my second team if there was ever a second team for me, but I mean, I don't really have a second team. I just it's random each year. Just I look at rosters and I'm just like, whichever players I like the most on one team, I'm like, okay, I'll cheer for them, which tends to be usually EG most years. But yeah, but I mean, if I had to, then yeah, it'd probably be FlyQuest. I like FlyQuest a lot, and again, like the majority of like 98% or 99% of organizations have dirt on them, but by far the best ones would be, yeah, probably like Rogue and FlyQuest are like the cleanest when it comes to that. So, I mean, yeah, they're respectful.
So then the other video got posted today from Cloud9. This actually even surprised me too. I thought she was just going to go be a CEO of another LCS organization. But no, turns out she's joining Cloud9 actually.
Hey everybody, I have some exciting news. We have a new face to Cloud9, but she might be familiar to many of you. Trisha.
Hi guys, my name is Trisha Sagita, and I'm very honored to be joining Cloud9 as a CMO or Chief Marketing Officer. For those of you who don't know me, I've been in esports for over a decade now, and I've known Jack for over a decade, which is amazing because I've always wanted to work with him personally. I've done everything from the streamer side to the broadcasting side, working on a broadcasting platform, to being a caster, to playing competitively, from sales, partnerships, and also running an esports team.
We have known each other for over 10 years. I got to meet her first at IPL4 in 2012. From there, we competed for many years when she was at FlyQuest. I think one of the culminations for me was sweeping them in finals.
Hell yeah!
Okay. To be fair, we ended up coming back and knocking out Cloud9, and we went to
God. Thank you, Reaper. Thank you, Reaper.
Watch us from home, which is amazing. But all jokes aside, I think Jack is definitely the most talented for understanding competitive on all fronts in multiple titles, which is why I'm so excited to be joining Cloud9. I'm excited to get started as a CMO or Chief Marketing Officer. And for those of you who don't know, that basically means that I'll be working on the brand, our company vision, and share with you guys our why. Our why is our most important. Why we got into esports, why we have this brand. Why is it that we do the things we do, the titles that we bring, and also the initiatives that we launch. So I'm really excited to work with you and everybody at Cloud9, and most importantly, the new fans, hopefully new fans and remaining fans of Cloud9.
I'm very excited that Trisha is joining us because she truly understands the Cloud9 brand. And while I'm focusing on putting together the next big team, she'll make sure that Cloud9 is looking good.
I am honored to unveil our why and share that with you guys in the near future, and also see how it affects everything from our different titles, maybe our designs, our marketing initiatives, our campaigns, and a lot of surprises that I've heard from Jack that I have to work on, that I'm really happy to work on here at Cloud9.
We're super excited to start this new quest at Cloud9. Stay tuned.
Oh, damn. The rivalry in the LCS is just only getting more spicy. What's up, K4? Yes. How you doing, brother? Trisha's the GOAT of our team. Trisha the GOAT joined our team, C9. It is over for the league. What's up, folks? What's up, K4 Polo? How you doing, man? How you doing, dude? K4 Polo, do you watch, well, I know you have an Itachi thumbnail.
I forgot that fucking Williams fucking sponsorship or whatever. C9, I completely forgot about that.
I hope they're happy with their blockchain sponsorship, given the recent crypto problems. But it's okay. It's whatever. You know, it's okay.
Well, it's just a sponsorship. I mean, it's not affecting them really.
I mean, do you think TSM is getting affected by their FTX?
Oh, definitely. And you know, with how they use it, as I told you before, they'll definitely be effective soon.
Effective,
maybe
for, like,
not,
helping...
maybe not to the public, getting leaked, but hey.
I'll say this: what if it's helping out homeless children in Africa? Is it that kind of help I'm getting?
It will definitely help out homeless people in Africa by cleaning the streets in another way. Fuck! Like, Jesus Christ! Holy fuck! But yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect them because it's just a sponsorship.
This guy.
But yeah, I will say though, I was confused with one part of that video, MSK. The knocking them out of world contention or playoff. I missed that part in 2020. Can you please elaborate on that?
That was when FlyQuest defeated Cloud9, and that meant that Cloud9 had to go face TSM in the lower bracket.
Yeah, but then TSM got disqualified since there was that conflict of interest with Doublelift.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So they made Worlds. So I don't know what they mean by knocking out of Worlds.
I mean, TSM actually knocked C9 out of Worlds. They didn't. But if Cloud9 had won that matchup, they would have automatically qualified for Worlds in that match.
That should never have happened legally. So,
but now that C9 has Trisha from FlyQuest, that is such a big burn that she went from one of the lower tier organizations in the LCS to join the big top dog like C9. As you guys know, my boy C9 out here always making moves.
Listen, their streak is still alive. Fuck that legal bullshit.
Oh my god. This man Sean is
anyway,
crazy. This guy said, much better fit for her. Always thought she would make a better lower than CEO executive to focus on what she's good at, while Jack can focus on winning. Okay, sure. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that's just worded like dog shit.
Yeah, that is. I mean, what do you expect from somebody called NA Lover?
Winning isn't a part of NA. We know that for sure. Oh my goodness. Congrats. Yeah, everyone's just saying congrats, but that's a fucking moron.
Yeah, like
while I was sad to see this, as her initiatives are what got me into the Fly fam, I feel like this is where she truly excels. Now she will immediately be at the top of the LCS, and I can't wait to see what she has in store now that she can give it her entire focus. Yeah, because like her thing is about being a creative more than a CEO, you know? So I think this is better for her in the long run.
These replies are so stupid. There's the one sugar guy. Oh, best team in esports. And then the guy above him. Where did you get that shirt in the video? How about you look at a fucking shop, you dumb piece of shit? Holy fuck. Some Google searching.
Actual idiots. Where do we get the shirt? Maybe you like actually use Google and actually use clicks and links. That's how you do that. Oh my god.
Bring C9 store to Brazil. I mean, that would have been smart. They have a huge market there, and they had Jukes, but they didn't.
Yeah, like, the Brazilian League of Legends fan base is huge. Brazil has such a huge fan base when it comes to a lot of stuff. I don't know why more people don't market out there.
Just hire some casters that can speak English, please.
God damn. But yo, this is a huge W for Cloud9. Obviously, I support Cloud9. If you guys are actually watching this and want to follow me on Twitter, your boy just passed 300 followers. Thank you for anyone that is, follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, you have 268 following.
Hey, I like supporting people, unlike Sean, who's mean to everybody.
Bitch, I have 500 following. Fuck you.
Oh my goodness. I hate this guy. All right, so it's time to talk about the LEC 2022 Summer Split. So these are the confirmed rosters. So the thing I will say about one team that I'm particularly somewhat interested in is how will Team Vitality perform. So as you guys already know, Selfmade is no longer going to be on Team Vitality. They booted him from the team for having different ideas on how to want to play the game. Basically, they meant we were constantly arguing with Selfmade. We were constantly going back and forth with him on how to play the game. Yeah. We did not get along in game, so goodbye, Selfmade. That's what they really
It's
mean.
Weird that it's really weird though that fucking he's not on an LEC spot still. Like, didn't go to another team, but I mean, all the other teams though. I mean, yeah, they have their players, so I mean, I guess it makes somewhat sense, like, for him not to get a spot. Even the LCS, the jungler position is surprisingly kind of stacked.
Selfmade would never go to NA though. That's the thing. I would
that
love
also that he would never go to NA, but also he wouldn't really find a spot there either, because even the bottom teams have players like Pride Stalker on it. So yeah.
K for Polo says Team Vitality, the super team, is basically a bust. Yes.
Yeah, and always was. I thought they would still be good, but yeah, I knew it.
I thought they would at least be a top 4 team. I thought they would at least be a competitive top 4 team. But they didn't show that. They were actually even worse compared to the smallest expectations I gave them. You know, they played so bad, actually. Now, we know Perks prefers playing with Korean junglers, so we'll have to see how that goes with Haru.
I mean, what do you think about Haru as a player overall?
I saw some of his games from the E-Masters. I think he'll be an improvement for the team over Selfmade, but I don't think if he's a better player than Selfmade.
But the saying is he's Korean. Obviously, we can't have that in EU, you know.
I can't wait.
Yeah, there's the EU hardcore fans there. But holy fuck. I mean, to be fair, though, he did get 5th place, which, I mean, we said 4 for 5th for Vitality, so I mean,
they're making us proud. They're going exactly where we think
what I want to know more is why fucking Gen X changed its fucking name to that shit.
Hey man, it's just like when Caps just put the capital P in his name. It's
now, that's a player that should have been fucking replaced after the split he had, but whatever.
So for the LEC guys, I know Warren loves SK Gaming. I know he likes Astralis.
Wait. They replaced. Okay, fuck you, Misfits. I hope you fucking burn in hell now. I hope you collapse to fucking.
What happened? Place. What is wrong with you?
Why would you?
They didn't really replace Herit. Herit requested to go home, actually. So they had to bring up.
Okay, never mind. I hope you don't burn in hell, but still.
Oh my goodness! I hope you did.
Oh my god! I'm so glad Adam's gone. Fuck yes, Aggressivo. He didn't get to play because of Herit now. Yes, he gets to replace Adam. Oh my god.
Aggressivo and Limit are going to be on their academy team. Thank God. Adam was really bad.
Oh, yes. Okay. This is the best day ever.
Go back and watch that Rogue versus Team BDS game. Aurelia versus Jace. You will not want Adam on your team after that.
X-Maddie's still here?
Yeah, X-Maddie's still there.
Okay. Oh, that was looking so good. Then they keep their worst player. Fucking. Yo, that is hilarious. I need to find that fucking twit longer from Adam. Oh, fuck you. One split later. Yeah, fuck you, fucking noob. They upset carried your ass. Get shit on.
So just with Team Vitality, I think if they find how they want to play the game, I think if they want to figure out who they're going to play through in terms of players, I think it might be a bit better. But Karzi and Lebrov just aren't a good bot lane. Maybe they might have a slight improvement in the summer split, but I'm not expecting much, honestly. Team BDS, they still have Xmaddie. And the problem with Team BDS, they had no idea how they want to play the game. They don't even know how they want to be around the map consistently. You know, they had just players playing with their heads cut off. Not really something I consider like playoff material. SK Gaming, I think, are going to be like the benchmark for how well a team can actually perform. If you can beat SK Gaming, then maybe you might have a shot at beating, you know, other teams actually. But I think because SK Gaming, they finished the last split 6th place. So I think they're going to be a basic middle of the pack team like they always are. I mean, if Treats overperforms, I think they can make it into playoffs. But I think they'll be like that 6th, 7th range actually.
7th or 8th. Just I'm done with this team.
They're always going to be a middle of the pack team, like FlyQuest for the LCS. So just
anyway, now that Mads actually has a real mid laner, they should actually make playoffs over dog shit XL, like they should have in spring.
As you guys know, Mad Lions replaced the worst LEC mid laner I've probably ever seen, Reeker, with Niski. Nisqy is going to be a big improvement. I hope they can figure out what they want to do in the game, because at the last bit of LEC games they had for last split, that when they went 3-0, it looked as if though they finally came around to how they wanted to play the game, but it was too late to get in the playoffs. They had lost too many games already. I think Nisqy will be a better force in the mid lane, because Reeker was an auto loss. Every game Reeker played, it was an auto loss because he lost every laning phase. Reeker literally never won a laning phase ever.
Like, I will say, basically every new player coming into the season in like LEC and LCS, I kind of predicted pretty spot on, actually, I would say, for the most part. But besides Reeker, and the reason why was because that was the one player I didn't actually watch in like the regional leagues, but everybody was hyping this guy up, and he, again, the teams were considering him over fucking guys like Humanoid, so I'm like, okay, I'll trust them this one time. They failed me on like Tinks or Trinks or whatever his name is, and
Tinks,
and Dan. But I'll trust them here one last time, and this is the last time. I'm gonna watch players before I fucking.
My thing was, people were like, "Well, Mad Lions brought up rookies before." Guys, please stop doing that. Just because they did it one or a few times doesn't mean they're gonna do it every single time. That is not happening. They definitely won with
Unforgiven. Fucking Carsey was always overrated.
Unforgiven was fine. Unforgiven. I thought was a good player. But when people say, "Oh, well, just because they did it before, that means they can do it again." No, that's how that works, guys. That is not how that works.
I will say, though, I think Kaiser got too much shit. I think a lot of the bad plays was out of his control. I think he was still an excellent support, top 3.
Fujin says Dejor is also bad. I'm not saying because Reeker was the worst in the LEC, that means Dejor is good. No, Reeker and Dejor were literally garbage. But Reeker had... Oh, sorry, not Dejor. Dejor at least knew what he wanted to do.
Dejor wasn't worse, but I agree, though. He was still... I don't understand... I don't understand people saying, no, he didn't play that bad, and Warren saying, no, good PvP.
He had a few good games on Rise. That's what he had.
It's like, yes, he showed like some good like fighting and in lane and stuff, yes, but that's all he fucking did. He did nothing else. Everything else you need to do on a fucking as a mid laner, he did not do well at all, and especially with the supported players with him, he should have done more, even with his team being garbage. It's just, no, I'm sorry, I don't understand what Warren and I'm talking about. They're only looking at like one aspect of it. And
it was only one champion. He only did that stuff on Rise.
Yeah, he just played that fucking Vex or something?
It was Vex and Rise. He only played
that's all he did. It's like, fuck.
All he did, because Rise is easy to lane with. You just spell flux and you get CS, and then
and then when you hear like why they fucking signed him to Astralis, and as an 18-year-old and with his potential, just like we watch his like individual PvP playing stuff. Again, that one thing he is good at, yes, but they don't mention anything else. If you like read the off season or watch the off season video from Astralis, it's like, okay, so you didn't look at anything else with him as a player. Okay, got it. It just proves my point. Fuck. Holy fuck. But Reeker was worse, but...
My thing was, he only had exceptional games, and exceptional is, his standard is not good. Vex and Rise. Where... What's the best example I can give? Remember when Dolkla would play Yorick, and he would actually carry a game on Yorick? But you knew if he played any other champion, he couldn't do that? That's what Dejor is. On like certain champions, he'll exceptionally overperform. Yeah. But on any other champion, he can't do that.
You mean Blabber Olaf?
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. His fucking Vex was like fucking, Kiad, who's fucking Vex.
Also this for Dejor. He played Rise and Vex good. Good with massive quotations there. But, I mean, looking at Mad Lions, I think if Unforgiving and Kaiser can be a strong bot lane, because I think their problem last bit was just synergy. They were playing fine. Synergy was their biggest problem. Aloye was still playing good, actually. Most of the team was still playing good. It was literally just Reeker, honestly. Most of the team was still playing fine. They weren't like
literally, if they had Nisqy there the whole split, they would have made playoffs over XL.
Yeah. Now, Misfits, I think they just overperformed in spring. Mursa, I was not really on this guy. The only good players I saw from this roster was Vithio, and Neon stepped up a little bit. I'll give him that. He stepped up a little bit.
Yeah, you didn't give him enough credit. You better.
He stepped up a little bit more than I thought he was, but he still wasn't a carry player. Vithio can't carry the entire team. And I think now, without Hirit there, it's going to be a bit worse. But Hirit didn't perform that well either. So I don't really know what Misfits are going to do.
He played a bit disappointing. I think it was honestly more of like the team didn't know how to use his strengths.
The team didn't know who they wanted to play through, what they wanted to do on the map. They didn't know what timers to really go off of when it comes to like roaming. It was just all not there. And now with most of this roster, pretty much we know their ceiling. I don't personally know how they're going to actually play the game to the point where they're going to actually, quote unquote, excel past what we've already seen. I think we've already seen the ceiling out of this team. I think some of these teams in the LEC, we've already seen the ceiling of, I think your top teams like your G2, Fnatic, Rogue, those are going to be your top 3 teams. And I think Mad Lions could come back and be that 4th place team. Because I'm not really a person that's going to be all down for Misfits personally, because I don't think they were that good. And I think they just overperformed in spring. Also, they overperformed based on BO1 standards, because when we saw them in playoffs, like most people said, they were going to get destroyed. They got destroyed in playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's one thing.
I still think they're going to be a competitor to make playoffs again. But yeah,
like 6th seed probably, maybe a 6th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll ask you, if you had just, this is before summer even starts, which is gonna be this week. There's 6 teams for playoffs right now. If you had to pick 6 teams, are you putting in Misfits?
Or
do you think Team Vitality can knock them out for that?
I think Misfits will have higher peaks just because of their like star players on their roster, like VTO. But I think XL will.
XL. This man hates
I think
XL.
they will. How do I say? Just not
XL.
Up. just not fuck up when it matters, even if they're not the better team. So
yeah, because this is my thing is Misfits now are gonna be even worse off, because if Haru performs as well as a lot of people have said he might be, I think it's curtains for Misfits. I think Misfits will have those weeks in the summer split where they overperform and maybe pull off a few upsets, and then people think, oh yeah, this is a pretty good team. When in reality, that's the volatility of best of ones. Anything can happen. Yeah, G2's going to lose to Misfits randomly. That's just the format you're in. But in playoffs,
I just realized something though.
It's not going to work out.
We're probably going to have a team like fucking Quantum Freaks fucking making worlds, since there's 4 seeds now for LECK.
Don't tell me that. That breaks my heart. Holy shit. That just completely breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So Astralis, the best team in the LEC, has Vizichachi, Xerxes, and Kave, 3/5 of the Splice roster back. And I don't know how this is going to perform. I straight up don't know. They're going with the Korean support.
I still don't know who this guy, what he's actually done. What has he done? Who is he?
They're doing the Mad Lions approach, dude.
No, who is he though? I never even. He was like a substitute on like the worst LCK team one.
Hey, dude, they're going with a perspective like this. We bring in a new guy, and if he performs well, we can sell him for a lot of money. He's not performing well on Astralis. That's not going to happen.
This is just holy.
God,
but yeah,
man.
I mean, Dajor fucking whatever. He plays like what's TSM Kiadu or whatever.
Oh, which is TSM Kiadu? Yeah,
his Vex and on TSM, that was like Dajor's that they played very similar. I was gonna say something like that. Polo. I was gonna say he should go to TSM because that represents him perfectly now.
Oh shit, Kiado came over and was just complete garbage. Okay, so the final 3 teams to talk about. I mean, I'll give my brief synopsis on Excel. There'll be a potential playoff contending team in the LEC, but I don't know if they'll exactly make playoffs like last split. I think last split was their final breakout into getting playoffs for the first time, but I think that was just a one-off actual feat. I don't think they're going to honestly make playoffs consistently like other teams have in the past, Because I think this split for the LEC will be incredibly competitive, and I think this time around, Mad Lions and Team Vitality will edge out teams like Misfits and Excel who made playoffs last time, Now, I know a lot of us want to hear my opinions because my opinions are the best on League. Sorry. All right, so let's talk about Fnatic. So Fnatic got 3rd place in the LEC 2022 spring split. My issues with Fnatic are pretty much they were super inconsistent at a style. There were games where Wonder just pretty much ran it down the whole split.
Here's my issues. Bot lane can't carry every game. There.
That's pretty much
if bot Humanoid lane is still carry, excellent, one of better mid laners, but top him jungle, fuck off.
Humanoid and Razork had horrible synergy. If Upset and Hylissang don't exactly carry a game, they don't really win. But it's been proven that's a recipe for success. They got a lot of wins just from Upset and Hylissang carrying. Humanoid did carry a few games. I'm not saying he didn't. Humanoid actually played well last split, but in playoffs, he got uber mega exposed. Like, he just gave up mentally when they were potentially losing a lot of scrims because Perk said Fnatic was losing a lot of scrims, so maybe he just mentally imploded in his brain. I mean, Razork didn't have a really good spring season. People are like, you guys are just being too harsh on Razork. You guys are watching these games, right? This guy one time played Lee Sin, tried to dive in Aatrox without his kick, and then his whole team just died. Then they got Baron, and then they lost. That guy's good. That's a good jungler to a lot of people.
Oh, it's the best jungler. And then also we should mention the fact how overhyped Yamato Cannon is. But
oh my god, why can't you be nice, Sean? Why can't you be nice?
A lot of people have criticized him heavily, but I'm not one of those people. I think he's pretty good, actually, pretty smart. But he's not some like fucking amazing coaches. Others have fucking said just because it's Yamato Cannon offensive vitality days, he's really dropped off a bit. He ended up fitting really well in Korea though, but then went home he's not that good. Sorry, he's just middle of the pack coach.
If Fnatic don't make Worlds this year, I mean, it's more or less so likely they do, but it is really competitive split coming up. I really think it's going to be one of the most competitive LEC splits. If Fnatic don't make Worlds, or if they don't have the results that they want, like if they don't win a title, they change the roster, coaching staff. I think maybe Hylissang goes to another team.
I think they should change the roster because, again, just like last split, this is in summer. This is like a roster put together where the chemistry needs to work perfectly to be like a top 2 team in LEC because there's
right. And I think their drafting was horrible. Remember in the Rogue series, dude, Yamato Cannon kept picking him fucking Silent. Like, they kept picking Twisted Fate when they would just counter it with Silas, and then Larson just ran over him. There were games, guys, where the drafting was just so bad. And I think the problem with the Fnatic roster is not only just synergy, understanding how they want to play the game in the mid game is where I would like actually pinpoint a lot of their issues at, or different ideas on how they want to play out the mid game. I think Hylissang still performed very well. So I'm looking at Fnatic, not even just from the split, looking at it from the offseason coming up later on this year and Worlds. I think if Fnatic don't win the split and they don't get the results they want at Worlds, they're definitely changing up the roster and their coaching staff. A lot of the Fnatic fans have been very angry that Fnatic hasn't won a title since the EU LCS 2018 summer split. And people got to factor in, just because they haven't been winning titles doesn't mean they've been complete shit. They've been still competing.
How many times do people need to hear this? Worlds attendance and doing well there matters more than your fucking regional titles. Stop it. All right. Now their performances there have been pretty good, actually. 2019, they made it out of groups, didn't they? Against RNG. That was overhyped. RNG was mediocre. They lucked out, but they still made it out of groups, and won like one game against FPX or whatever. Then 2020. How did they perform again in 2020?
They again made it to top 8. They almost took out top esports to make top 4.
Yeah, just reverse swept. They were. So yeah,
in 2020, there. People said they were gonna fall apart the same narrative that Cloud9 went through in 2020 was the same narrative that fucking Fnatic went through. People said without Sneaky or Reckless, Cloud9 and Fnatic are going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud9
yeah,
technically
and even though I was cheering for top esports to reverse sweep them as a Fnatic fan because I'm fucking tired of these EU and Fnatic fanboys. Yeah, that was heartbreaking and for Reckless and all them, but yeah, they still did really great considering all that, pushing top esports to 5 games, number 1 seed there from LPL. But and then 2021, they would have definitely made it out of groups for the 4. Well, hold on, how they also made it out of groups in 2018 and 2017.
The only group stage they've never made it out of was the 2014 and the 2021 group stages.
Yeah, hold on. So did they attend Worlds in 2016?
No. That's the year the Unicorns of Love beat them 3-0.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but yeah, they did it in 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and they would have done it in 2021 again because their group was super weak. So again, they would have done it again. But, fucking but upset, what happened was what happened was, there was like a how I say a Yazuka like Yakuza mafia in like Japan, like blackmailed her and stuff. So then Upset had to like return home and fight them off like 1v12 style, like in a kung fu movie.
Holy shit.
And then he was in the hospital for 2 weeks afterwards. So sadly, he couldn't attend Worlds. But and then Adam like robbed the bank and was arrested.
Okay, this man insane. So,
but yeah,
looking at Fnatic, I don't know what is the ceiling of this roster, because this roster was put together to pretty much win the LEC. And I told people this. Last year, they were predicted not to do very well without Reckless. They ended up actually knocking out G2, who took Reckless from Fnatic and then also went to Worlds. So just because they haven't been winning titles doesn't mean they're like, not performing well.
Also, I will say last year when they were predicting that, I mean, it didn't work out for them in spring, and then they made the changes, and then they went on that gauntlet basically run. So it was very close not to. So I'm not gonna like say I was completely right or anything, but like I just really don't understand why people were having those expectations that they would collapse without Reckless, acting like Upset wasn't an excellent ADC as well, and Hussein wasn't still, and their Niski wasn't, and Selfmade wasn't like the best jungler the year prior, literally in the whole league. Like I don't get it.
I know some of the Fnatic fans were like, "Oh my god, we're not winning titles, guys! Just because you're not winning." Oh goodness, people are so.
I get
stupid.
The frustration, and
I get it. They haven't won in a while,
and I get the brand image. They have not done like anything at all to actually like make their brand appealing.
But people are acting like they've just been shit, which is that's wrong. That's just completely wrong.
Brand wise, they have done as poorly as CLG. They need an overhaul. Like I've literally lost interest in this team for 3 years. Like holy fuck. But yeah, as a team, they have not at all. People need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like people act like they've been just like CLG level in the LCS. Like no, like guys, they've still been performing, if not better than most people's expectations. It's just like, I do always bat for domestic trophies because, it does build up success with your organization. They haven't won a trophy in considerably 3? It'd be, if they don't win one for this year, for this summer split, it'll be like 3 years. So I'll just say this. Don't measure success domestically or internationally by trophies. Cloud9 performed well for the LCS internationally without winning a trophy for pretty much almost 6 years. So, look at it like that. Don't go like just because they haven't won domestically doesn't mean, there's other factors. And there's 2 different factors when it comes to domestic success and international success. You factor in international success matters more because of just the pedigree of players that are going internationally versus the players who are playing domestically. So that's my thing with Fnatic. G2 Esports, definitely the boys I root for in EU, definitely winning the LEC 2022 spring split title, definitely picking up a performance in the lower bracket, performing very well. They had a massive win streak, 24-0, all the way up until the point where they started losing some games, at MSI 2022, and then T1 completely fisting them in the ass in that semifinal game. Actually, Broken Blade, I think, is the weak point of the team currently right now. Going into the split, I think his performance at MSI was very questionable. I think he got massively exposed.
I don't understand quite like what's the situation with him, like because in like the half of the year, I'm like, okay, well, the problem obviously is like he's experimenting with like champions and things, and that, and also like there's like him and Caps are like kind of how do I say sorry, I can't speak English. They like clashing or whatever with like being the more of a carry player for G2.
You mean as a driving force of the team?
Yeah, because Broken Blade has always been given like a lot of resources on TSM to try to do that when he was on them. So and then on Schalke. So I think but then they were doing that a bit with Caps and stuff. So I was like, I just chalked it up to that maybe, but no, he's just not been like gelling well with the team. Despite being like the best fucking top laner last year, is not gelled well with the team. Really,
I don't know, because like at a certain point they were playing through him when Flacket and Targamas were still like becoming a part of the team, and I think G2 definitely is still going to be a strong team.
Yeah, and they've been playing through like Flacket and them more now.
Yeah, like Flacket became a really strong player for them at MSI. Like, just because they didn't win MSI, people doesn't mean Flacket played. Flacket, Caps, and Genkos and Targamas all played well.
I don't think anybody's saying he played poor.
I think it was just only Broken Blade for them massively underperformed. Everyone pretty much stepped up massively. Targamas stepped up, Flacket stepped up, Caps stepped up a lot. I mean, if they want to win this split and be back-to-back champions, Broken Blade has to come back to some form.
But anyway, this is just proof, though, that EU fanboys don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about. Not like that they ever have, or that we didn't know this before, but this is just further proof of them shitting on Flacket before watching him play. Yeah, the reason why they all hated the Flacket pickup when G2 did it? Oh, let's see. It's because he didn't win any team-related fucking trophies in the regional leagues. They didn't care. They didn't actually see if he was like how good he was as a player individually. They was just like, well, he's on a mad team in like fucking Spain. They won like no trophies. Yeah, shit. ADC get Hans Sama. Yeah, so go fuck yourselves. And that's EU in a nutshell, basically. And then they overhype players like Dan with that fucking jungler.
Now, I'll say this. Maybe G2 goes through that phase where a lot of teams from MSI go through, like that MSI slump. They could definitely be going through that. Even if they do, they have a rough start to the summer split. I think they'll eventually like pick it up. But if they start out strong, I think that's also good too. I think if they want to win, they could just do whatever they did in spring. Potentially that might work. But for Broken Blade, I think if they just want to put him on like Orin duty or Gangplank or Gwen duty, I think that's fine. But Gwen is still an insanely strong champion, so I think that's going to be a big benefit for them. But yeah, I was really impressed with Flacket at MSI 2022. I personally think he was one of the best ADCs at the event, and it just sucks that, the T1 series ended up the way it did. The last team to talk about is Rogue. Rogue ended up getting 3-0 by G2. The rivalry in the LEC teams is just only going to pick up, and it's so spicy right now because I don't think Rogue is a bad team. But Rogue have this issue of not being able to get to the finish line. They have like really strong laners, their macro is pretty good early game, but it just seems like if they don't really win the early game, they just kind of fall apart, or they don't really know exactly how to really bring the game back. It's not like they have bad laners at all. Comp performed so well this past split. So did Trimby. Larson was arguably top 3 mid in the LEC. Malrong, arguably the best jungler for most of the spring season. Otawamne, either the best top laner or like top 3 at least. They don't have bad players. They just don't know how to not choke. I don't know what's their issue. It's just, if they didn't choke, they could have won like 3 titles in a row, potentially. Because it's not like they're a bad team. I
don't know. Maybe Odo Omni was like too addicted to his painkillers to win.
Good God. You know, and my thing here is the problem with a lot of people, you have to understand this too, is when it came to the LEC 2022 Spring Split playoffs, a lot of these teams, it's not like they're new teams. The players in those specific positions were new to being in a high pressure scenario like that. And you saw a lot of the questionable plays they made. Caps and Yankos have been in multiple high profile, high pressure scenario playoff situations. So players like Razork and Humanoid, Malrung and Larson haven't been through that, you know? So now having that potential experience to go through with a new team, maybe that might be better. Now, I think it'll be a competitive split because I don't think G2 was... Okay, so I'll say this. I don't want to get flamed. I think G2 was definitely the best team by the end of the LEC 2022 Spring Split. No questions there. But I think if some of these teams utilize their players in other ways, they could outperform G2. Do I think that's going to happen? We'll have to wait and see how it goes, okay? So that's our discussion on that. Then this one website called ESTNN actually did a preseason power ranking for the LEC 2022 Summer Split. They have right here 10th place Astralis, 9th place Team BDS. You also have 8th place SK Gaming, 7th place XL Esports, 6th place Misfits, 5 Team Vitality, 4th Mad Lions, 3rd Fnatic, 2nd Rogue. Then you also have G2 Esports. So now it's our turn to create our tier list. So this is my thing. I'm putting, I'll say this. I think there's no S tier teams in the LEC, so I'll just delete that row. I'll put F tier, Team BDS. I think you got to kind of factor in their plays around the map was just so bad. Grabs couldn't really work the pieces with the players the last time around, and I don't know how that's going to fare, you know, during this split, but then again, they just had no idea what they even wanted to do around the map at all. They were just basically...
Yeah, I mean, Aggressivo has been solid for 2 years in, like, the regional or minor league or whatever. Yeah. I don't know much about their support, but I'm sure he's decent possibly, but yeah, X-Matty though still being on there, so yeah, I think unless their chemistry somehow clicks and that's why they got that support.
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be terrible just because X-Matty's fucking worst player in fucking LEC. Holy fuck.
God.
Especially now. But, yeah, Nuclear Int, solid, and Kinkeroff, pretty great. But, yeah, I don't think it's enough.
Hold on.
No, I don't think there's, like, any F-tier teams.
Sorry. I actually have the wrong thing right here. It's supposed to be D tier.
Yeah.
Why didn't I have that there? So let me
again, F tier would be Astralis last split, but D tier Team BDS, yeah. And then yeah, I'd still say Astralis D tier, but
I'll put D tier. Yeah, ABCB. Okay, so the reason why I would ultimately have Team BDS here is because it's the reason why I'm putting Astralis at above them in D tier is because at least Astralis had some ideas on how they wanted to win games. They would play these pick poke compositions, and they at least took some games off some top tier teams. They broke Rogue's winning streak when Rogue was 9-0. You know, they almost were consistently beating top tier teams. They weren't an easy win. Team BDS was just a free win. You know, they were just consistently running with like their heads off around the map.
I wouldn't say that exactly. I just I just think that if they had an ADC better than X-Matty and Adam at least played decent like he did on Fnatic, then I think they would have been on like SK Gaming's level. I think they had that ceiling. I always knew they would be like bottom tier 9 for 8 place. I just didn't think they were quote unquote bad. I think it's just X-Matty that really made them a quote unquote bad team, just like how Reeker made Mad Lions like not a playoff team single-handedly, but I mean, Astralis was such a bad team, though. Just like the gap there, I had to rank like BDS last year C tier because I just had to leave Astralis there. But yeah, this year D tier. Again, I think Aggressivo is gonna do better than people expect, though.
I think he might be the surprise player on the team. I just don't have faith in them to really do anything or actually.
I'm glad he's getting a chance though, because he was behind here. He never got to play a single game on Misfits when they said that they got them both to split time.
All right, now we have Misfits. I think they'll be a tiny bit above Astralis, but I don't really have that much faith in the team.
I would still put them in C tier, but yeah.
SK Gaming will probably be in C tier. Like, I think SK Gaming is your benchmark right here. I think Misfits massively overperformed for summer, but I don't think their new addition. I don't think the addition of Irrelevant.
I still think they have good enough players. Where as a like when you look at their roster, it's a bit of a mess. But I think as a team, I think
in BO1s, I think they could be a middle of the pack team. In BO1.
I think they're above SK still. Honestly, I'd put them like 7th.
So you want to do it like this?
Yeah.
So SK Gaming and Misfits are like the benchmark teams, essentially.
Yeah, and then holy fuck, again, Excel and Vitality is
Excel. I'll probably have there as like the veteran players will be a lot more stronger than the new guys they're trying out on these teams. But then again, Astralis also has veteran players they're trying out too. So I think potentially Excel are gonna just be a solid LEC team, nothing special, nothing great, just a solid
I did need
team.
you to like do something though. I needed you for do this in the next stream if you can't do it now, but I need you. Well, first thing quickly, I'm just gonna see how old is the new guy on BDS, the new support.
I don't know,
because I'm gonna look that up quickly because if he's young and they like see potential in him growing a lot, then I can understand. But if he's like 23 or something, then I don't understand this move too much. Instead of just getting Advian. Then I wanted to do like another question after Advian was his buyout too big for a team like them? Okay, so, he's 22, he's almost 23. Yeah, I would have just got Advian, but whatever. I mean, unless or I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name or
Good God, English is hard.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know how well he did, so maybe he's actually really great. He did, but whatever.
I think players like Finn, Nuke Duck, Marcoon, oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys. The roster was Finn, Marcoon. They don't have Advian, they have Mickey X, right? Yeah. Okay, yes, so
Nuke Duck and Patrick.
Yeah. So I think their roster is just going to be solid. That's it. Just a solid roster. Nothing special. Nothing more.
I just still don't understand the Mickey X. It's just baff. They're literally the same players. At best, Mickey X is like the same.
It was a slight upgrade. Advian. Like now looking back at the Mickey X
pickups, literally the same.
A slight upgrade. It was a slight upgrade. He made slightly better plays.
I wouldn't even say it was an upgrade. It was literally the same. They're the same. if anything, it was a slight downgrade because I would say Advian's more consistent, but whatever. Fuck.
All right, then, so this would be 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. So this would be like, no, I'm fucking retarded. I think I am. Okay. So, no, I have it right here.
No, you're right. Okay. Yeah. And again, this is going to be tough to see which one's better between Vitality and XL, but I think Perks is I think Alfari will have a bit of a comeback, and Perks was a monster, and
I thought Perks played great.
And if his chemistry of Haru is good enough, and that's why they got him, and they said he was really good in or whatever league he was in, then sure. And then Labrov and Karze maybe won't be as bad as last. Yeah, I'll say they're better than XL. Yeah, okay.
I think with just the additions of just the one addition. I think with the one addition of Haru, it'll be a good enough
more on
addition
the same page
to keep them as like the 5th team. Because like Alfari still massively underperformed, but I don't know. I'll just say this, guys. I think I have more faith in this team being more or less so a 5th to 6th place team. That's not saying
5th place is exactly where they belong here.
I'm not saying XL hasn't given me any like reason to put them like 6. You could swap these guys out. It doesn't really matter. I think they're about on the same level in terms of gameplay, in terms of players. I think they're just about the same, honestly. Maybe if you want to put Excel over them, sure. It really doesn't matter. They're probably going to perform just about the same.
I would do Vitality though. I do think will do better. I mean, who do you like more between Alfari like last year and Finn?
I think Finn played much better than Alfari did this last bit.
I forgot how he played against Alfari in playoffs. I didn't.
It was the game where Finn played Aurelia and completely ran him over when he was playing Jax.
But yeah, I mean, again, I don't understand the hate Finn got coming into the LEC again. Like he literally
he was on CLG. That's pretty much
he was literally he carried CLG and he wins. He was by far the strongest part. He was like the 5th best top laner in the LCS, despite being on fucking CLG.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still solid when he was in LEC the other year. I really don't understand EU fans, but whatever.
So guys, for XL and Team Vitality, because I know people are gonna probably nag on this one specifically, it doesn't matter. You can swap them however you want to. I mean, if you want to just put XL here because they actually did show they performed better than Vitality, sure, that's fine. But if you have Vitality in that 5th to like 6th range, I think that's fine. Either or is okay. Mad Lions, I think with the addition of Niski, will perform a lot better in the summer split. They weren't the worst team ever, but they definitely were inconsistent in a lot of their games. And it looks like they might have an idea of how they want to play out their mid game with Niski, because he'll actually be a more dominant laner than Reeker. Fnatic right here. I think Fnatic and Rogue right here are going to be competing right there for that 2nd to 3rd place spot. I don't know where you want to have Fnatic over Rogue.
Again, I said I didn't think Fnatic would do as well in like spring. I believe I said G2.
You think summer they're going to be even better?
I think they're going to figure.
I think it's interchangeable. Honestly,
I think they'll be around the same, but I do think they'll like figure out more of their issues as a team and like be more on the same page. Yeah. And I think they'll be slightly better in summer. Yeah, I do think so with Fnatic. I still don't understand why they got fucking Razork out of old junglers, but whatever.
I think Rogue will be a better regular season team, like they always are.
Yeah, I do think playoffs. I think Fnatic will finish higher in playoffs than Rogue.
Okay, so I'll say Rogue finishes better in the regular season. Fnatic finishes higher in the playoffs.
Okay,
that's probably where we're probably.
Yeah, and I think
they're just interchangeable. If you guys want to have Fnatic 2nd, Rogue, it doesn't matter, guys. They performed pretty much the same in the spring split, honestly. Then G2 obviously first. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have them first. So someone told me Fnatic is going to beat G2, and I was like, why? Because Hylissang's better. Any more? You got any more with that explanation? Because I don't know if that works, because Cap still outperformed Humanoid in the playoffs.
Yeah, I did say I thought G2 had the best chance at winning last year. I did say though that they would just be forfeit MSI and then they wouldn't win summer. I mean, with how the rest of the league's looking now though, they do have the best chance as well at winning summer, but I just have a feeling that one team might squeak in and beat them. I do think they'll get first in regular season, though.
Rogue, you are on your way to winning a title. Maybe not this year. Maybe
not
the next year.
Not dumb. Someone else.
Imagine if Rogue wins the split. What if Rogue wins the split? Holy fuck. The EU is doomed if Rogue wins the split. Holy shit.
Again, I think teams have just figured out them now.
They have a one set play style that does very well in the regular season, but in playoffs that can be so easily exploited by just purely drafting a certain way and banning certain champions.
Yeah, again, don't be surprised if they get 4th or 5th in the regular season.
I think off past regular seasons, I can see them finishing with an average 14-4 like they always do, but I don't see them. Based off last split, I am not betting on them to win any title anymore. Until they actually win a title, that's when I'll bet on them. No more winning a title. Regular season, I'll root for you. Playoffs, hell no. Nope. I'm done. You got to win a title for me to start rooting for you.
I believe in Rogue supremacy.
I believe in Rogue.
Yeah, they're gonna win this. They're gonna win this year, and then they're gonna
go to Worlds and get top 4, right?
And listen, they're gonna face in the top 8. Yeah, they're gonna face RNG and knock them out in 5 games, like
good guy.
EDG
EDG
did, and then in semifinals they're gonna face Cloud9 and 3-0 them, and then in finals they're gonna face T1, and they're gonna have a great 4-game series, and then T1's coach is gonna draft the worst comp ever again, and then Rogue wins Worlds.
And I wanted to tell you guys this too. The reason why I have Mad 4th pretty much is because we know Mad Lions are not a best of 1 team. Anytime. They're better in best of 5s. Best of 1s, they're pretty much always hit or miss, you know?
Yeah, and again, these 3 teams above them haven't changed anything, so Mad's going to be less consistent to start out, so they're going to lose some games.
More losses initially, yeah.
Yeah, but I do think they're about even, though, if honestly, all the teams on the B tier.
Yeah. I think any given day, if you see Mad Lions finishing the regular season second, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Yeah, again, it's neck and neck. Like again, honestly, like you do like fucking B.5 because that's how close it is with like G2 even. Like it is a
because dude, closely. Even G2 in the regular season, people forget, man, they were looking really suspect in a lot of those weeks too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you could do like a B+ and A-.
B+, A- tier. A- plus tier. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
All right, guys. That's it for the LEC. Obviously, guys, these are preseason power rankings, so I mean, anything could happen. Team BDS could be the best team for all we know. And then I'm not watching LEC anymore. I told Warren this. If I see a LEC year, how we're going to keep doing this, if I see a year in the LEC and SK Gaming or Astralis are in the finals, I knew that split was dog shit. I knew it was dog shit.
You know, listen, this is what's going to happen, all right? Fnatic's going to be struggling, all right? And then what they're going to do is they're going to replace Wonder, they're going to get Adam back, and then they're going to win split.
No, I got a better idea. Fnatic are going to replace Humanoid with Palafox and replace Wonder with Kumo. That's how they'll finish 10th place in 1 year. That's how they're going to do it.
Well, I mean, listen, jokes aside, though, like, again, I don't understand why just no LEC teams have ever tried importing, like, top NA players. Like, why? Is their ego really that bad with NA where... Like, seriously, you're saying that, like, Blabber and Vulcan would not be great players in the LEC on, like, teams?
Like, I was saying Danny wouldn't be a good player on some LEC. Yeah, Danny is definitely better than Xmatty. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, their ego is just fucking extreme. It's holy fuck.
All right, guys. Time to move on to the LCS. So I know the rosters aren't here for the LCS, which is weird because I think they're still making changes. Now, this one website had all the rosters here going forward, you know, so I'm gonna have to kind of bounce it off this one as well. So we'll have to just go scrolling back up and down. So, okay, this is gonna be really weird. Okay, so let's start as they have
ranking the teams. Hell
yeah, they actually ranked them too. Okay, so CLG's roster is gonna be Dokla, Contracts, Palafox, Luger, and Poom.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm not saying these are our rankings. But this is I need this website.
Here's the thing. I completely missed the Jenkins swap. It's a good move. Good, thank God. But there were better okay, Dokla has improved.
He performed well in Proving Grounds.
Yeah, he improved, but I'm sorry, there's better younger top laners they could have got. Way better ones. Even with how weak the top lane pool in NA has been, where fucking Gamzu gets on a team, there were better options.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get this. Like, they could have even just got Tenacity, try to buy him out from 100 Thieves. Like, holy fuck.
Give me 1 second, guys. Let me create our list right here. Let me delete the row. Who was
that even? God, who was even that other guy? I forgot. Whatever. Ugh.
Okay, so this is their explanation. CLG as an org has been having a rough time in the last couple of years. The 8th place finish last year was the only non-bottom 2 finish the team had in the last 5 splits. Yeah, people to factor in. CLG's ceiling for the last past 4 splits outside of 2019, has been 9th. Their ceiling literally has been 9th. They finished like 8th this last spring. Moving up in the world, CLG. Although important to keep in mind, they had a change in leadership and came into the spring with a younger team built for the future. Still, the team didn't exactly meet the expectations. The only player who got the shine was ADC Luger, and unless they improve considerably between splits, I don't think they can keep up with the other teams who bettered their rosters. I mean, I have to agree. I mean, yeah. I don't think they're that good. Honestly,
I wasn't saying they were that good. I was just saying I thought they would get.
You said they would perform a bit better compared to what people thought they were.
Yeah, I said 8th. I said 8th place, and they would be decent, and their player again, which is an achievement for them. So that's why I put them in the lowest C possible. because that's an improvement at 8th place. And again, because my logic is at most I put 2 teams in D, so 9th and 10th. And again, I thought Immortals would get 9th and then Dig would get 10th because I just thought the chemistry would be horrible. But yeah, they overperformed it. Then Fake God cost their playoff spot. Yeah, Blue played better than I expected, but yeah, this year now looking at the rest of the rosters going into it, and how they played last year, and I mean they get 8 for 7, so I mean good on CLG, but yeah, now looking at all of it, they're 10th looking like for me.
Oh shit!
Again, Luger looks good, but that's about it. Poom's
literally,
not that good.
If their bot lane doesn't go even, or even comes out of laning phase ahead, their team is completely garbage.
Yeah, again, Poom's good. I'm sorry, Luger's good. Poom is so over. People just overhyped this guy's an up-and-coming support and, like, wanted him on, like, EG the year they got, like, Ignar them and just all this shit because he came out of the 100 Thieves system and because of how fast he grew from, like a 6-month period from amateur to academy to LCS and because of them having fucking stunt, Jesus Christ. But yeah, he's not good. I'm sorry. He's mediocre as fuck. And then Palafox, fuck my ass. He plays like good at moments, you know. It's like, yeah. So does every mid laner. He's fucking 10th. Get over it. Holy fuck. And then again, Contracts played like shit in the first half. Like
Contracts had the most deaths of any jungler for like 6 weeks in a row. That was disgusting to look.
Yeah, it's like he wanted his death record again on Golden Guardians. He wanted to try to break it. But yeah, but then in the second half, he then actually started playing like how I thought he would. So he improved there. So it's like, okay, I'm happy. However, even though that he was still like the 9th or 10th jungler because again, the LCS has a lot of solid, decent junglers. So, yeah, he was still like 9th or 10th. Like, Xerxes was like fucking 9th jungler. So yeah, okay. Sorry, Contracts. And then Dokla, fuck. Better options. I'm sorry. I know he improved the fuck. I just love how NA, it's like, old regions have done this, obviously. It's just like esports for you. So they're biased when they poke fun at like NA for it, but still NA have done it the most where they'll just be like these guys who like played in LCS like in 2017 and keep going in and out of systems, and then the teams will just be like, hey, you want to see them again after 5 years? They improved a bit. It's like, remember when it's like, hey, you want to see fucking Gate after like fucking 7 years? He role swapped from mid to support. Yeah, he's replacing Hakuo. Hell yeah. Him and Aika's gonna fucking dominate. Yeah. Remember fucking Gate support. How bad is your region when fucking Gate in support makes the fucking LCS? Okay, I'm done. Jesus Christ.
My thing with CLG is, guys, every year you're gonna see CLG ranked from 8th to 10th. They're not exactly 10th for me. They'll probably be 8th.
Glad you guys think CLG is goated. Awesome.
I don't think CLG will perform that well. I think they might get a few more wins with Dokla, but Palafox is so bad. Palafox is just so bad, guys. The mid lane position is the most important position on the map. LCS mid laners last split were looking real suspect. If Palafox can't perform with that level of competition, well, then he's not performing very well.
I will say there are a couple things that a mid laner is supposed to do that not many and majority of mids in NA don't really know how to do that. He does well, and that Jizuke did well, which is why I said even though he was like 10th place in LEC out of mids when he came to EG, that he would do better than expected 6 because of his attributes. So yeah, I mean he is well at like a couple things, but overall though, his overall thing as a mid, I'm sorry, it's like people just look at those couple things and just ignore everything else, just like fucking Dejor.
Yeah. Oh, guys, that's where CLG's landing at right there toward the bottom D tier. All right, so
maybe if Dokla just keeps playing like fucking Riven. He stomped fucking Who was he again? Fucking.
Give me a sec.
Who was Gordon Guardian's top again? What's his name again? The guy who was on TSM again.
You remember Guardian's top laner now? Recently?
No. In the past, when they had like this.
Oh,
when they had like the Monte and stuff.
No, not Demonte. Oh, they had Hanser. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Hanser. I forgot his name for a second. Fucking brain. But yeah, hey, remember that one game where he stomped washed up Hanser on fucking Aatrox at the end of the season? Yippee. Big dokes.
Big dokes. All right.
So, remember that fucking me, God.
Immortals, their roster will be Revenge, Kenvi, Power of Evil, Lost, and Ignar. So Kenvi finally getting his shot at the LCS. Everyone's been hyping this guy up.
Yes, and if he performs low, then I'll be disappointed. And especially, hopefully he has good chemistry with Power Evil. But yeah, there's a reason why people are hyping him up. This guy has a higher ceiling than like Blabber. It's an insult that he didn't get a spot in spring. Yeah, I am so excited to see him play. Hopefully his fucking team doesn't let him down. But
I'll say this. I think
improvement.
I think Kenvi, based off the games that I've seen from him, he's going to be a massive improvement over Xerxes. Because this thing, Immortals needs an aggressive player willing to make plays. Xerxes is more of a passive jungler who's just content with like farming. Like Revenge, I don't think is going to be the best LCS top laner. He'll probably be what he was last split, middle of pack, 7th, 8th place top laner. Power of Evil hopefully comes back into the split a bit better. Lost is just bad, guys. We saw how
Power of Evil is like the 3rd best fucking mid last year for me. Sorry, last split for me.
Yeah, Lost is just bad. Lost is we've seen Lost on TSM, Golden Guardians. We've seen Lost on Echo Fox.
I mean, Lost improved. That's what I was like. He improved on Golden Guardians, but people need to realize that it's because Golden Guardians, they relied on him with all their resources. So of course he's going to look better, like given all that and set up the carry. But yeah, and also again, just like junglers, ADCs in NA, there's a lot of solid ones. So even
they could have picked up Kaori and made it work for them.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, listen, even with him improving and being decent and getting those resources, he's still bottom of the pack, like 8th or 9th ADC. Sorry. But yeah, but they have the 10th and 11th place ADC, so it's an upgrade. because that's how fucking bad. Jesus Christ.
As you guys know, I was a huge fan of Ignar for the past few years. He's been in the LCS. I loved when he was on FlyQuest. I loved when he was on Evil Genius.
His toxicity. And
dude, I was super surprised he didn't get a starting spot this past split. And I was like, you guys are crazy. This guy could easily still be a top 4 support. He's definitely top 4 support material. Now, if you pair him up with Power of Evil, could it be a bit better? Potentially. It's a new roster. Now, I'll say this. Will Immortals be 9th place?
I disagree.
I don't know. They'll probably be
no, I disagree. I'm going to say 7th, yeah.
So that would be like C tier, right?
I think that for the most part, they made all the right moves. Again, they should have went for tried to get someone like Kaori from EG or whoever teams he's on. But Lost is still an upgrade, though, and we'll see how he does with Ignar. But yeah, outside of that, though, they made all the right moves that they could have in this position.
I mean, Destiny tried to roam around the map and make plays. They were just really bad.
He's just fucking trash. Holy fuck.
Be nice.
Worst fucking support I've ever seen in my fucking life. Holy fuck, did you see that like Tom Kent play where it's like he tried flanking him with his ADC up behind the turret so he went to the other place, but he teleported too far away, so it took him like 15 seconds to get to the other side of the turret, so then the opposing player hiding behind the turret then just melted down his ADC, and then his jungler showed up and both killed Destiny on the other side of the map. That made me want to stab both of my fucking eyes out. This guy's like Ica levels. Fuck him. And I can't believe Cloud9 replaced Isles and Winsome for him in Academy. And then to top it all off, they got a fucking guy, Trevor, who's been in like fucking the amateur circuit for fucking forever, who's fucking 26 years old, almost 27 years old, for their Academy team to duke it out for the fucking spot with him. So they have Destiny and like a 27-year-old amateur support for Academy. Good job, Cloud9.
Hey, I'm saying, dude, I didn't see much come out of Isles, man. I'm being honest here. I thought he was just
but for Academy
mediocre
though,
as hell.
For Academy and a substitute support, who would you rather have, Destiny or Winsome or Isles?
Whoa, okay, hold on. Destiny is the best support of all time. He's better than Mad Life.
Fuck me. And then they have fucking old man Darshan, who's almost like 30. So yeah, they have like they just have to collect all the old players. Also, I swear to God, if they don't start Wixie over Kane while they're waiting for Berserkers, we'll talk about that in a bit. Fuck me. But if they don't start Wixie, then I'm gonna lose it, because Wixie is. Did you see him play?
Wixie, I saw him only just play that Ezreal game. That was it.
Well,
where he stole the Baron.
He was on 100 Thieves Academy.
Yeah, I remember Wixie. Yeah, I know who he is. He was
on their Academy team. Him and Breezy on C9 Amateur.
Yeah.
Fucking killed it. And then they were expecting them to get promoted, but they didn't. They just released them. And then, he ended up on 100 Thieves Academy. Did really well there again. Mm-hmm. And again, he's like 19 years old or 18 years old. And now he's on C9 Academy back there now. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, I much prefer him over fucking King with what we saw from him last year over Sven. Like,
Immortals came into the spring split with the hopes of making the playoffs, but they did not only finish last, but they also did not impress anyone with their gameplay. The team was heavily invested in the growth of Revenge, which couldn't exactly show what he is capable of. For the summer split, they made some changes, probably in the right direction, but I don't think it's enough for them to catch up with the rest of the league. I'll say this. I think they're going to finish between 7th and 8th, and that's good enough to make playoffs for the LCS.
Yeah, I think 7th. Yeah.
Because remember, guys, it's not spring. In spring for the LCS, 6 teams make playoffs. In the summer, 8 teams make playoffs. So if they get 8th, they're making playoffs. They'll be in the lower bracket. They'll get knocked out first round. But
honestly, I think they even can get 6, and I'll tell you why. Because I definitely what? You're not what? Because what? TSM's
iffy. Amazing.
TSM still looks iffy. Golden Guardians kind of looks iffy now, and Dignitas still looks iffy, even with getting rid of Faith God, and So what? That would put them in 6 if they beat them.
The highest I'll give them with the ceiling that they could have with Power of Evil and Kenvi and Ignar is about 6. But that still has them as the leading pack C tier team. If they're 6.
but why did you leave? Because I said really, you're saying they don't have a chance to be better than
by far
and Dig. Like, what the hell's wrong?
Will I ever get married?
Oh, hell no! MSK likes that gift so much because that represents his life. He's never getting married.
All right.
Yeah, even FlyQuest, they have a chance because it's not like FlyQuest is that amazing. Like, come on.
Dude, FlyQuest is the most amazing team in the league. Stop it. God. Yeah, they definitely kept their CEO lady.
All the right moves, basically.
Yeah, they made all the right moves in the offseason.
After making every wrong move possible, besides like, well, I mean, they did one other thing. It was when they, in summer going into it, the year of Ica, after being like the worst team in the fucking LCS, but somehow almost making playoffs because the teams were just giving them free wins the whole fucking time. Going into summer, they started every player they shouldn't have, so as Potluck. I mean, Potluck could have been like a decent substitute though when Xmithia split in time, but still, Potluck, fucking Ica, Alt Tech or whatever his name was, and then fucking Gate. No, literally the opposite of what they should have done. Alorum, Xmithy, fucking Insanity, Apollo, and Hakuo. But then they switched the rosters around from Academy to LCS and left after the whole year. So I'll say that one thing they did decently.
Okay.
Fixing that fuck up.
Gonna be on Golden Guardians. Well, they have them at 8th. You have Licorice, Price Stalker, Blaze Olive, Stixxay, and Ole. I don't know why they bring back Stixxay. I don't know what this is for. This is asking to get
Lost was already 7. Bottom tier, and they thought maybe like, again, Stixxay has been like doing coaching stuff and doing a lot in their org right now, and practicing with the team. They thought maybe like he has better. Yeah, he's been like doing decent again. Like at worst, as good as Lost, they would think maybe, and maybe he has like better chemistry with the team and Ole and his experience and stuff. So I guess that's their logic. But again, why not just try to go for a better academy ADC like Kaor? Again, I guess these fucking teams are just too cheap or just want to play with their buddies all the time instead of winning more games. Yep, LCS for you. Yippee.
So I think Licorice was a really solid LCS top laner. I mean, I know a lot of people gave him flack for losing to Summit, but guys, let's be honest here. Summit was 10 times better than Licorice. That's not his fault.
Summit somehow like went from being pretty mediocre like in 2020 summer to actually being like the second best top laner, even played better than Impact and them. Like
Pride Stalker started off strong, fell off. Blaze Olive had a pretty solid split.
And again, they were also, I think, another reason they were picking the wrong champs for Pride Stalker. Again, he's not a good Lee Sin.
I think Ole was a solid. I think they have a solid team.
Ole was decent. Yeah.
I think Stixxay and
Blaze Olive was great. Honestly, he was great.
I think Stixxay and a Blaze Olive. Sorry, I think Stixxay and Lost are pretty much interchangeable. It doesn't matter who you have. It doesn't make up that big of a difference.
Yeah. So
I think they'll finish about 7th anyway. I'll put them.
Yeah.
That's about because this will be like 10th, 9th for the
tier. Here's the thing though. Like I do think again, I think Licorice again, he's never gonna be top tier again. Like he's basically just like
on bottom teams. I think because he's gonna be on bottom tier LCS teams, I think he'll not be able to show how good he is as a top laner being on a bottom tier team.
Yeah, again, I think he's basically Haunter nowadays, though. He's Haunter.
That's well, at least he got top 4 at Worlds. He can always say that.
Yep. And Zeyzal, baby, hell yeah.
All right, guys. So that's my opinion on Golden Guardians, guys. I think when I watch their games, they would get early game leads and they completely fumble every time, all the time. And then here's their description of Golden Guardians. There's no denying Golden Guardians had a good spring record, going 9-9 and finishing 5th. Still, when watching their games during the season, it was never reassuring. This team has some good players like Pride Stalker and Ole, who had some good performances, but their players are very prone to mistakes. It feels like the rest of the league wasn't up to punishing them last split, but summer tends to be different. While I think they will be the last team to get a playoff spot, the 5th to 8th place teams are pretty close in the ranking, and any improvement in this range from any team shouldn't surprise anyone. So yeah.
I think I agree with that, but basically, I think the only team that doesn't really have a chance at playoffs, in my opinion, is CLG. But right now, Golden Guardians. So here's why I think I agree with that, and they'll collapse a bit and get like 8th place. That's where I'm having them 8th, below Immortals, who I have 7th, because, or even 9th. But it's because I think that Pride Stalker, I think he's not gonna return to where he was at in like the beginning of the split again. I think I just don't think something's gonna click there again, and I think Licorice is gonna play a bit weaker again. And I think Blaze Olive overperformed. Yes, he did great, but he's overperformed considering how weak it was, and now you got Jensen and everyone again. He'll still do good, but just not as good as before. And just like kind of like in 2021. And yeah, again, Stixxay and Ole was decent. He definitely wasn't like an Inter, but yeah, he definitely isn't good either, and he misses tons of fucking hooks. So again, with the improvements Immortals made, they look way better. And honestly, even Dignitas, definitely could see being better. But yeah, so I do think they're gonna fall off. They could miss playoffs. I do definitely think Golden Guardians made the wrong moves. Yeah.
I think they made the wrong moves with just bringing up Stixxay. Like, if you want to improve your roster, I don't think bringing up Stixxay in 2022 is really gonna make that big of a difference. Yeah,
again, it was doomed from the from the get-go, because again, I did predict them to squeak in to get 7th or squeak into playoffs in spring, as I did, and with and people gave them credit for stuff like for getting players like Pride Stalker, who are under the radar, who are pretty solid, good pickups for a bottom tier team. But there's the thing, good pickups for a bottom tier team.
Yeah, I remember. This one guy said, I think you're undervaluing Golden Guardians. No, I'm not. I know exactly how they're going to finish.
Yeah, we give them credit, but it's like, again, guys like Pride Stalker, though, yeah, they're still going to be a bottom tier team with them. They're not players that will boost them like above that level.
Yeah.
Still.
All right. Outside of Golden Guardians, now we move on to TSM. Everyone's favorite team, TSM. Their roster is Huni, Spica, Maple, Tactical, Shenny. Remember, they also have that Mia guy from Infinity Esports.
Yeah, I definitely
Extra Esports, actually.
Yeah, Extra. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's pretty solid. Yeah. If Shenny still has issues with the team, then yeah, I would like to see Mia there.
I think Maple will be a massive improvement over Kyoto. I really think he is. I think Maple's going to come into the league and completely outshine and perform all the mid laners outside of just maybe Jensen. I think Jensen and Maple are going to be the best.
We're hyping him a bit, but
I mean, what is the competition, dude? Blue, Takuli. Okay, I'll say Takuli too. Takuli and Jensen and Bjergsen are probably going to be his biggest competition because competition. Blue.
I just here's the thing. It's like Maple. While he's
Abadage didn't perform that well in spring.
Here's the thing. While he's a storied mid laner and he was like excellent in the past on like Flash Wolves and stuff. Again, he's in the later stage of his careers and he fell off a bit. Like he really fell off on PSG, in my opinion. It was the Jungler River that really boosted him. It like made him look better, like with their chemistry and stuff. Now, he did improve. Again, he did improve on anyone's legend. He was kind of returning the form. Him and Betty on that team overperformed with expectations in spring. But I just think, like, with how weak the mid lane pools is in LCS, yeah, I definitely think he could be like the 5th best.
I think he'll be at least top 4. Given how bad the LCS mid lane pool is, I think he'll be a solid top 4 mid laner in the LCS.
Yeah, I just don't. Really I still don't think it's enough though. For their
it might be honestly, dude. Like for the LCS, you don't need a lot to be getting like the top spots. Actually,
I still think Tactical is bad. I still think Shenny's going to have some issues with the team. I still think Huni is bad.
No, that's why I said they're not finishing anything higher than like 7th.
Yeah,
I think the roster is still going to have the same issues. I don't think they're coming to the split with their issues all fixed. Huni still sucks. Spica is middle of the pack jungler. I think Maple will be a top 4 mid laner. I think Tactical is still a middle of the pack ADC.
I would put Immortals above them. I would.
I don't know.
I mean, you can do what you want. That's just me, but yeah, they're pretty close.
They're probably interchangeable if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, they're super close, but.
So that's for TSM. Guys, I don't know. I do think Maple will be a top 4 mid, but the problem here is how much is that going to really improve the team?
Dimitri from Team Ace. Oh.
Give me a second. I remember Dimitri. Yeah. KD played like maybe 4 games in the LCS for TSM. He was just not good. Yeah, Kyoto was just not good, you know? Now,
I mean, at the start, there were like, I could see why they picked him up and like scouted.
They wanted to have that LPL play style, but the TSM's just not going to be the team.
Yeah, like I watched him and like Shenny before when they signed him. And yeah, I could see he looked like they both had a lot of
Shenny has potential. I think the games that I saw from Shenny, he played fine.
Did like his first 3 games wherever when they were losing though, he did like he looked like a good LCS mid laner. It's just he kept making mistakes, you know, because of the different styles. But it's like, okay, it will develop over time. But yeah, it just didn't work out then. And TSM was impatient. So
yeah, also if TSM want to make their rosters work, you probably shouldn't unless it's that bad in scrims. Remember, what's his name? Chowie said it was just so bad in scrims. They were losing everything. Okay. They also been boot camping from what they said. So it might be a bit better. But I'm not putting them in like 3rd place. There are some people that have them in 3rd. I'm like, that's capping. I think that is like hard. 4th. I think the ceiling at max for them is like 5th, maybe 4th place. Maybe. These are hard maybes here, you know? All right, so that way, that. So right here.
I mean, Dimitri would be he would be all right, but yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be like anything big though, honestly.
Like even last split, TSM's playstyle was let's just play through Tactical and give him all the resources. Guys, each patch that changes, you know? So maybe this patch the LCS will be played on, that might not be a viable option. Them putting Huni on supportive top laners also didn't work.
Yeah, they used fucking tactical wrong. I thought he would be all right on TSM when
I think he'd be all right too. Yeah.
Yeah, even though he played fucking trash like 9th best fucking ADC when Liquid let him go, I thought it would be actually all right because I thought TSM would understand his strengths. You should play him more like I would say kind of like Wild Turtle in his prime and more like isolated, kind of like I would say on like Rogue right now. But no, that's the opposite they did. Jesus fuck. Anyway, continue.
I would also say that if you want to do better for TSM, they need to actually figure out who they're going to play through. Because I remember like Immortals having this really good early game against TSM where they completely shut them down and then they gave them the entire game back. Like TSM were getting away with murder in those last games, you know?
Bad trip. Do you think Vitality Bow will flop because Kiadu did? That's a good, he might scenario. Because listen, different scenario. But if he does, then yeah, it'll be because of his like year or year and a half of not playing major in it for a while with that suspension. So that would be an issue, clash like an issue if he flops in that and like just the different environment and language thing, even if he's learning English while he's taking the split off and then probably getting the spot over Haru the year after or something. But either way, yeah, that's a completely different scenario, and I don't think he'll flop. Like Kiadu was just he was in the minor league and he just had some potential. They scouted and he's like, okay, let's have him in LCS, and then like didn't give him any time to develop and then just didn't grow. And because he was just like a minor league fucking guy in like the LDL or something. All right, Bo was like literally the best fucking jungler in the LPL when he was on FPX and then just got suspended. Like that's different levels there.
But I'll say this, Bad Trip. Depends on the systems Vitality have compared to TSM. Now we know the systems that TSM have are completely dog shit.
The systems Cloud9 have are really good.
Good God. So it depends on how they plan on utilizing Bo, because they said they want to try and prep Bo to be the starting jungler for the LEC 2023 spring split. So that's already telling Haru you're pretty much gonna be going to another team.
Yeah, that's some good morale there. But hey, maybe he can go to like Rogue or something if he plays good enough. Hey.
What a disaster the spring split was for TSM, and their problems weren't just in the Rift. Multiple organizational issues with the CEO, Andy Reginald Din, and the former Peter Zhang continue to surround the players, and we don't know how they will get affected. On top of that, the team's quality of play wasn't up to par for most of the spring. They replaced their mid laner by bringing in Maple, who is a known international talent, and the mid lane was a big issue for them. But Shenny is still with the team, and we don't know if the concern there is resolved or not. Still, the Maple transfer is a good step in the right direction, and it is reasonable to expect some improvement from players of this caliber.
Yeah. I just noticed something. Well, we're on number 6. Where's Dig still? Dig still hasn't come up yet. Okay. Like, that is crazy. He hasn't ranked that highly. Shit.
Okay, so that's the rankings right there. So now we're going to be on FlyQuest. Kuma, Jose Diodo, Takuli, Johnson, Aframu. I think FlyQuest is appropriately ranked. I would probably have him as like 5th, honestly. I probably have him as like a 5th place team, honestly. So we'll do Dig and FlyQuest together to kind of match them up together. Okay, so. Okay. I think Takuli was pretty much the best mid laner last split.
Yeah, definitely going to that's not going to be forever. And, I don't think it was like the best tactically. It's just like mid laners last year
with a huge asterisk.
It was such a fucking shit show where I basically decided my ranking purely on who was more valuable for their team. And because Takuli got stomped, honestly, majority of times by like Fudge and like Bjergsen and all them. So individually, no, he's not the best, but because of how much of a shit show it was where I literally couldn't rank anyone, I just said most valuable. So I did Takuli, Blaze Olive, Power of Evil, Fudge, and then Bjergsen in that order. But yeah, so it's definitely not going to be a permanent thing with him being the best here or anything, and that was a big asterisk. But yeah, he's still great. And Jose Diodo, did really well.
I think Jose Guido actually performed really well, considering how much he performed badly these other years he's been a part of the LCS.
And again, Afromu has this for some reason has this habit where it's like one split he does really well, and then another split he fucking regresses, and then everybody's like, okay, is he gonna retire this year now? So I honestly don't know how he's gonna do this split, but yeah, I mean, last split again he did really well, like on Dig before, and and again Johnson, they have that chemistry, but again I don't understand why they chose him out of all ADCs they could have gotten. I think they were honestly.
I think it was just the prior synergy with Afromu.
Yeah,
and I'll say this to Cooley, I think he performed massively well in the spring split. He definitely had some questionable games, but he was really valuable for FlyQuest. Like if he wasn't on this team, they would have probably finished even worse.
Yeah,
I thought Kumo was honestly solid.
If Johnson wasn't on like a team like teams like this and with Afromu, he would be in like tactical position.
Kumo is not going to be on FlyQuest. They actually have a new top laner they're going to play. So that's also another thing.
Wait, really? What?
Yeah, they have a new top laner they're going to play.
Wait, I missed that.
They announced it on their Twitter page. They actually have a new top laner that they'll
I completely missed that. Wow. Okay. If it's
that's the problem.
Don't tell me if it's someone like Philip or Hanser, I'm gonna jump out of a window.
Let me see right here because they announced their roster.
Do not say it's Philip or Hanser. I swear to God.
That's the Academy roster. Kumo's on Academy. He's always been thrown in Academy.
So they moved up Philip?
Yeah, Philip is going to be their starting top laner.
I mean, I mean, he's a decent, like...
Maybe they think he has more potential?
No, he's like he's like 19 or 20 or something. Like he's like a decent, he's a decent, sturdy, like, weak side guy. He's like consistent. Okay, but he's not like anything special. Yeah.
Return solo to the LCS.
I really don't. Kumo, out of all the NA top laners, Kumo, yeah, he was like better than I'd say it was like the 6th best top or the 5th.
But I mean, hey, they're going with Philip. So yeah, even that would almost reassure they would be like a 6th place team.
I mean, I can kind of understand like why they think Philip has like their strategy with him. Whatever. I just think Kumo.
Maybe Dignitas should even be lower than TSM.
No, I wanted to get to that later on, MSK, because I definitely do not agree with that 5th ranking. I would have them like fucking 8th. So
I think Dignitas is going to be an 8th place team. This is the only ranking I really disagree with them.
So that's why I wanted to focus on FlyQuest first. But so Philip and Kumo, that's strange. And okay, I better message him saying, so what the fuck did they do to you now? On Discord,
and get him to talk to me too. Thank you. After a 5-1 start in the first 3 weeks, which they resorted to different drafts like the Smite top, FlyQuest had a bit of a fall in the spring. As a whole, the team has been playing great so far. There were a lot of question marks about the performance of Jose Diodo, who answered them pretty well with a good spring split. They are at the top of these middle-class LC teams of LCS, but they have still some way to go before skipping a tier. Still, both their team play and individual talent should be enough to carry them to a comfortable playoff position. I think they'll be ranked where they are, 6th place. They're always a middle-of-the-pack LCS team. The only time they ever do well is when teams with better players start underperforming. They're not actually
but yeah, they're middle of the pack. They'll still be like solid again like last year. But yeah, I don't think much is going to change at all. I think they're going to be in the same spot as they exactly usually in the regular season and playoffs. But yeah, that listen, if it was any other NA top laner than fucking like Revenge or or fucking who was that other guy? Again, I'm trying to he's not NA, but Hooney. If it was someone like I could understand the Philip mood. It's just Kumo's the one guy where I don't totally understand it, but whatever. I guess more potential, but
all right.
But yeah, they'll be like 5th.
Dignitas. They'll have Gamsu, River, Blue, Neo, and Biofrost. Now, I'll say this. Biofrost actually did perform very well in the spring.
Yeah, I was so surprised by him, but...
Neo, I thought, played well. Blue, I thought, played better than expectations. I think Dignitas and FlyQuest are about the same, honestly. But I don't know about this split, though. I think it's so interchangeable.
I disagree.
Honestly,
so
I think they're actually okay. I think they were just overperforming in the spring split, like Misfits. That's why I'm gonna have them lower.
That's what I think. But look, I predicted them 10th in spring because again, I don't think outside of Fake God, I don't think their caliber of players are 10th. Again, I'm big defenders of guys like Neo and River, but out of just compared to the rest of the lineup, and then I just thought their chemistry would be horrible. But yeah, they surpassed expectations. But this split, so look, Gamsu's definitely an upgrade over Fake God, and I'm so happy for him. But again, he's basically just a Visage Hachi for the LCS, so he's still going to be like bottom of the pack probably, obviously. And then River, again, he's solid. Happy for him, and he did well on PSG, but compared to the rest of the junglers, again, just like contracts, he's like 9th, honestly, and he kind of plays too much Jarvan, just that one champ.
He only really plays Jarvan, yeah.
Yes, and then Blue, people thought he would be 10th place mid laner again, like in LEC, so that's why everybody was surprised by his play and saying he's playing really well, but honestly, again, when you look at the rest of the mid laners he had to face, and just when you eliminate like the low expectations, with kind of boosted him up, he was still only like the 8th or 7th best mid laner last split. So yeah, he's still not good or anything, and he has to play certain styles specifically. So he's still like bottom of the pack mid laner as expected. And then Neo, really good. But as I said, with the ADCs in NA, though, really good is still around like 6th place, so not like top 5 or anything. And Biofrost, that was a huge surprise. But again, while I didn't think he had the caliber anymore at first to be like an LCS support anymore, I did say I understand why they did the move, because unlike a player like Zeyzal, they were looking at like obviously the chemistry of like Neo and his like aggressiveness, and Biofrost fit that perfectly for him, so that's why it worked out really well, and now he's more looking like an LCS support again. So yeah, I do think I'd say both him and Neo are like 6th placed in their role, but that's the highest I would rank any of their players. I think Blue and River and Gamsu are like not around 9th. Like
most of their players are literally just middle of the pack players. I know
middle or lower middle pack. It's again, they're
what was his name? Fake God. Fake God and Jenkins were competing for like the 20th best top laner of the LCS. I think Gamsu is going to be an improvement over Fake God, but that's not saying much. No, I like Gamsu, but that's not saying much. Like
River, that isn't. And River again,
is a player who has not a big jungle pool. He's impressive, but he's impressive only for like these kind of caliber of teams.
Yeah, again, besides contracts, who would you put over him? No one. Maybe Pride Stalker at times, but I would still put Pride Stalker 8.
Yeah.
And again, Blue, who would you put over him?
Bjergsen.
Besides Palafox, who would you put? Exactly. So again, they're like 9th to 8th place players, and then you get their bot lanes like 6 each.
Yeah, which would result in pretty much 6th to 8th place finish.
Yeah, I do think their chemistry won't be bad like I thought in spring, but again, just compared to the rest of the pack, again, I think Golden Guardians is going to collapse a bit. So I'm going to say that Dig will make playoffs this split. I'm going to say 8th, but yeah, just 8th.
I think they literally barely squeak into playoffs through a tiebreaker game, actually.
Yeah, I would agree. So yeah, I don't understand what this guy's smoking. Maybe he's like watching scrims and seeing their fucking chemistry. I don't know, but I want to hear his reason.
Says. For the last couple of splits, Dignitas has been the team to watch. First with their all-native roster, and last spring with their entertaining gameplay. But despite being a fan favorite team and having good starts, they've never been able to keep it up throughout a normal season. Without being cruel, it was apparent to anyone who watched them last split, the top lane was a big problem. I enjoyed watching Fake God never meet the expectations this roster is putting up. With the change during the break, I'm expecting a more consistent performance from Dig throughout the split, which should be enough to carry them to the top of the mid-table.
Yeah, I highly disagree with that last part. Like, are you kidding me?
The part that he's mentioning, that happened when they had Dardoch, and Dardoch was severely carrying the team on his back with Alpha Move to get them to that
it's like, did you not realize there's some heavy changes? Like, Neo's the only one left. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, Dig have overperformed in various weeks of the LCS regular season. Various weeks, but they've never did it consistently, and that was only with Dardoch and Afro Move, who are not on the roster anymore. Now, they have upset 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves were like the best.
Acadian did insanely well when he subbed in.
So, Dignitas have upset 100 Thieves throughout lock-in and the regular season, but 100 Thieves has shown they can definitely be super volatile and just drop games to teams like Dignitas. So, I don't think it's a... Okay, I'll say this. Dignitas beating 100 Thieves is literally 100 Thieves underperforming massively against them. 100 Thieves should not be losing to them. But then again, the LCS.
And all right. They limit tested against Dig as well.
Now it's time for the top 4. My boys, Cloud9 at number 4.
That fucking 5th place ranking, whatever. This guy's on drugs.
Anyway. All right, let's go for Cloud. Okay, so Cloud9 are going to have some issues, guys, before I even read this. So, Berserker actually lost his passport.
No. I'll explain MSK. So basically what happened was the Yakuza raided Berserker's house, and basically he's captured right now by the Yakuza. But since he's just built different, he'll fight them off at 1v500 style and eventually make it back to the LCS, but that's going to take around like 5 weeks or so, sadly. Let's go with that.
Okay, so as you guys know,
when has this ever happened? A player losing their fucking passport and then missing most of the season. I'm done.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, Berserker actually lost his passport, so I don't know what's going to be the circumstances around that. I don't know what is going to be when he can actually play on the main roster.
Here's the thing, though. Couldn't he just play online at home?
I don't know. I don't know. Because that's my thing. So
that's what Treats did in Academy. And then they won the split in Academy in playoffs.
I don't know what roster they're going to run. Fudge is back from COVID. They said he is now feeling better from COVID. He's pretty much like recovering. So that's good. So they'll have Fudge, Blabber, Jensen, most likely King at the ADC position, and maybe Sven support. So the problem with Cloud9 right now is there a huge question mark considering we don't know what their roster is going to look like. Their Academy roster looked really different, so I don't know what their main roster is going to look like. But if at some point during the summer split, if they actually do get their main roster together, I would probably have them 4th to 2nd place. Honestly, I love Cloud9, but I'm not. I can't put them 1st or even 2nd. I think they're gonna finish somewhere around 3rd to 4th, which is not bad actually at all.
Yeah.
They'll still be top 4 in the league, which they always finish. I think Jensen is gonna have an amazing summer split. I think him and Blabber as a duo will be awesome.
This is what I think. I think they'll finish 4th
top 4.
Place. I think they'll be 4th in the regular season because of the Berserker thing and their players getting their barons. But in playoffs, I think definitely they'll get like. Okay, look, I don't think they're second best team yet. Okay,
I don't think they're gonna even win the split. Actually,
no, but I do think they're actually gonna make finals. It won't be because they're the second best team. I think they're the third, will be the 3rd best or something like that. But I just think that they'll like somehow beat team in like the lower bracket and make finals. But they're not going to win. I don't think, but they could.
If they can somehow have this roster later on during the summer split, if Berserker gets his issues figured out, I think they'll be a top 4 team. I don't know where in the top 4 they'll be at because I haven't seen them play. I think at highest they'll be like. Their highest ceiling, I think it's like 2nd. But I think their actual lowest ceiling will be like 4th. I think Blabber and Jensen will be a very good duo mid-jungle. I think Fudge will be a pretty solid top laner like he was before. He was literally one of the best top laners. So that's good for him.
Sven support, I think he's going to be the best top laner again.
You also have Sven support. And a lot of people went, well, who he role swapped? That doesn't mean Sven can do it to that same degree. That's not how that works, guys.
I definitely think he won't be bad, but
well, just because who he did it doesn't mean he can't. I don't know why people keep saying that. That's such a
it's like they're acting like
logic.
Okay, who he was garbage for the first year he did it, and then he finally improved a bit, and then was like forced to sub in for reasons, and then just finally was forced to find chemistry with FBI just because of how long they played together, even though the chemistry did not stick at all at first. And yeah, he ended up being a good engaged support, a good, not a great one or anything, just good enough.
Yeah,
and missing a lot of engagements with like fucking Leona and shit. All right.
So that's just my thing. I think they have a pretty solid top 4 team. I don't know if they can win a split. I'm not one of those blind fans to say that. I would love if they win a title. I would love if they got to the finals. That'd be incredible. I would love if they got to the 3rd place match where you can get to Worlds, obviously, from winning that other previous match. I would love that. All I want for Cloud9 as a fan is to just make Worlds. That's all I want. Make Worlds.
That's all. That's all enough. That matters. All that matters.
If Cloud9 makes Worlds, I'm happy. If they win the split, or are in contention to win the split, that's just icing on the cake. I just want Cloud9 to win, to at least get to Worlds, and don't completely fall apart like they did with LS last split. Don't do that, actually. That was terrible. The systems have spoken, and they want Jensen back. That's
okay, but look, this Sven, I'm not going to rank him, but look, everybody else, I will say, are at least top 4, and there will be at least top 4 in their roles as long as everything goes well. And Fudge, I think, will be the best top laner again in the league. So yeah, I definitely think they'll be like top 3. I think they'll finish 4th in the regular season unless Wixie or someone does insanely well, but they'll be top 3.
This is pending on if they can have this roster all together, because most likely they just play King? They play King, I think, ADC.
Well, I hope they fucking do the smart move and play the other one, as I'm saying, but...
yeah. In the last 2 years, Cloud9 summers have been near disasters. That is true. But this time around, the team went through most of their drama in the spring, which hopefully means they can finally have a steady summer split. Of course, there are many changes in the roster, but I think most of them are for the better. The only question mark is what happens with Ven. Is he comfortable enough to support another ADC? Is he fitting the role well? If yes, then the ceiling of this roster is one of the highest in the entire league. But these things take time, so I don't expect them to be at the top. I don't expect them to be at the top to end the regular season.
Yeah, that's spot on.
That's pretty spot on, because people go, because who he did it, he can do it. Guys, if you start saying shit like that, that is the dumbest shit possible to say.
Yeah, like honestly, I think it's going to be... honestly,
that just leaves your top 3 at that point.
God, I'm just struggling to say who has the least chance at getting into Worlds between 100 Thieves, Cloud9, EG, and Team Liquid, because it's actually pretty close when you think about it.
It's actually pretty close. Like, Cloud9's upgrades put them direct competition with those 3 to knock one of them out of going to Worlds. Now, okay, guys, so here's how we'll finish off this. We have 100 Thieves, EG, and Team Liquid. We're going to read the descriptions, obviously, when the roster...
Oh, that guy put in Team Liquid first. Fuck off.
That I disagree with. Okay, so... Let's go to Team Liquid. Okay, I think they will finish above Cloud9 in the regular season, given Cloud9's actual roster problems, not in-game issues, actual out-of-game problems you can't predict for. Team Liquid, I'm going to say they massively underperformed compared to the expectations they had going into the split. They did. They were a good, solid regular season team for how bad the LCS was. But remember, we all talked about this. Me, Warren, and Ashawn. What did we say? Bjergsen and Bwipo will have clashes in the how to want to play the game. That is exactly what happened. Bwipo even started running it down in playoffs.
And what did I say? Bwipo is one of the most overrated EU players of all time.
Bjergsen was massively underperforming in playoffs. They started drafting no engage comps, and they were winning. I was like, 100 Thieves, you better beat the shit out of them. And then they came back with the reverse sweep. I think Hansama and Core JJ were like their best players. I think Santorin actually had a good spring split. I feel bad for Santorin. He had a great spring split. It's like the only time where he
ever.
Yeah, like that was one of the few splits where he wasn't a passive jungler. He just wasn't doing anything. Like, he actually ganked and was proactive. Bwipo and Bjergsen massively underperformed for them. That's why I can't put them anything above 3rd. I think those games will consistently happen. Do I think they just fixed all their issues? They might have fixed some of them.
Yeah, this is going to be a shit show. I honestly don't know who finishes first in the regular season and who
we say EG
doesn't make
first?
Worlds, because I can see EG falling off. I think.
Do you think they'll have an MSI slump?
They're an excellent team. They are, and credit where credit is due. Obviously, with that playoff win, and I did figure they would win playoffs after being Team Liquid in the semis. But I think there were circumstances that really made them. When you examine the playoff, you examine it closely, like they beat Cloud9 because of that. Like, just look at how Team Liquid played in their drafts and everything that made Danny pop off the way he did. It really wasn't because Danny was like being a dominant player or anything, or EG was dominant. And then it was the same thing with 100 Thieves. Like, there were very specific reasons why they won that doesn't involve them being like the amazing team people think they are. Like,
I'll ask you this: who do you want to have first?
I don't know, honestly.
I don't know.
I would say
I'll say this: I'm not putting TL first. That's what I'm not doing.
Yeah, I'm not. I want to put them second, but also I don't believe. But also, it's weird putting 100. I've been thinking of 100 Thieves first, at least in the regular season. But God, that just sounds weird with how they've been recently.
But at
the same time, I don't believe in EG being first.
I don't believe EG will be first. I think
and then I don't believe Cloud9 will, unless Wixie somehow or Kane's somehow like keeps it under. It keeps it stable for Berserker to return, and like Jensen and Fudge are amazing enough to carry them. I just this is tough.
This is actually a really close top four.
Honestly, I wouldn't put anyone in A tier. I'll just put them all in B tier.
Good God, I'll put this as A.1.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, there's a world.
Just do B plus. B plus.
There's a world where EG. I don't see a world where EG gets second though. I think they'll be top four, but I don't think second place. I think there's a world where Team Liquid
I think
the regular
EG's gonna get third.
I think there's a world I could see in the regular season where TL get second. Regular season.
No. That's what I see. Second, and then EG third, Cloud9 fourth. If I have,
I can see Herties getting first. They turned it on.
You see, out of all the teams, that's the one that makes the most sense in my mind. But then I keep thinking like, yes, but who he kind of played bad. FBI hasn't been as good. Abadake hasn't been as good.
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird, but
we got a really crazy LCS league.
But you know crazy. What? I'm gonna say 100 Thieves first, and I'm just gonna say why, because coach difference. That's it.
I love it.
Yes. EG. Again, they have a Peter Dunn's fucking excellent, but again, I just think their team as a whole, just third for the reasons I said. Team Liquid's coach, 100 Thieves coach. Fuck. No, sorry. And then Cloud9's fucking coach. That's also the other reason I forgot to mention. They still have Max Waldo as the head coach. Big mistake, buddy. They're definitely getting fourth in the regular season now. But they have Reaper, and you know what? I think that's going to be enough.
I think EG is a team that'll go through their MSI slump, pick it up toward the tail end of the regular season, but I don't see them winning back-to-back titles. I don't think they're that kind. I'm not discrediting what they did in spring and that playoff run they had, but if you look at the volatility of their games and how bad the other teams with the better players were, God.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say it right now. So this will be the result, as I said.
Cloud9. I can see where Cloud9 gets third, actually.
No. 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, and then, or even Cloud9 second, possibly. Because, again, luck happens, and Fudge and Jensen are amazing enough where they could just carry games until Berserker gets back. Like, again, we're not, one player doesn't, lead to the downfall of the whole team. And it's not like Kane or Wixie would be absolutely terrible. So they could at least, and the ADC in recent years isn't that valuable as a position anymore. So it could happen, honestly, even getting fucking first, but whatever. But no, this is what I'll say though. 100 Thieves, this is what will happen in the regular season, all right? As we said, 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, EG, and Cloud9. That will be the stand-ins. But I'm going to say it now. I think Worlds seeds are going to be. I'm going to say 100 Thieves, Cloud9, and EG. I think Team Liquid's going to miss. I'm going to say that right now.
Okay, you're on drugs. I think it'll be Cloud9, TL, and 100 Thieves make Worlds. I think EG misses. I think they overperform for Spring based off how the patch was, certain champions that
they did overperform, but I think they're going to pick it back up just enough.
If they knock out Team Liquid, I can see them knocking out Team Liquid for the final spot for Worlds.
I think that's going to be the... Well, no, I think Cloud9's going to knock out Team Liquid in the third place thing.
Woo! Got a spicy LCS split coming up because we know the rivalry match between EG and 100 Thieves. Oh my god, that's about to be a banger. So, what did this guy say for 100 Thieves? Someday, closer Abadage FBI who he. 100 Thieves had a weird spring to say the least. They were the reigning champions and many expected a return to form. But other than Closer and Someday, who performed well above expectations, the rest of the team was in a slump. Even though they pulled themselves together for the playoffs, unless Abadage, FBI, and Huhi go back into their summer 2021 form, I don't see too many opportunities in which they can challenge EG or Team Liquid. They knocked out Team Liquid! 100 Thieves beat Team Liquid! What are you saying? What is this? They literally knocked out Team Liquid themselves in a reverse sweep. Evil Geniuses, Impact inspired Jojo Pion, Danny, and Vulcan. It is always tough to say the champions aren't the favorite for the next split, but I don't think they are. Remember, even though EG had an amazing lower bracket run to win Spring, their regular season performance was downright abysmal. Neither their team play nor individual performances were the same. Of course, I don't think it'll be the same, but it is unreasonable to assume they aren't going to start slow, especially after a grueling MSI run. Number 1, Team Liquid. Bwipo, Santorin, Bjergsen, Hansama, Core JJ. Of course, the super team is the first in power rankings. Team Liquid was dominant during the spring. That's not true. And they had a good playoff. No, they did not.
What is this guy smoking?
What split did you watch? Cloud9 was first place for most of the... What?
Did this guy just watch like the first 2 weeks?
This guy just loves Bjergsen.
Bwipo went downhill. Bjergsen was mediocre all year. Hansama got exposed for the weaknesses and one-dimensional play we talked about. All right? Like, holy fuck.
Cloud9 were the dominant spring team until, like, week 8 of the split. What? Did you actually watch these games? They lost to EG 3-0, but the unfortunate Baron healing during Danny's Penta was a big part of it. Team Liquid also played that Baron play horrible. The team is veteran enough to shake it off and start.
Oh, really? But they're not veteran enough to not call that fucking Baron play?
They're also not veteran enough to beat rookie players like Jojo Pion and Danny.
Or veteran enough to not have fucking disagreements with Bwipo and Bjergsen, okay?
The team is veteran enough to shake it off and start a new season fresh, not to mention the talent they have. Yeah, the talent they have.
With the backstage shit. Have you heard what's going on backstage? They're really not shaking it off.
Oh my goodness. The talent they have wasn't good enough to beat or win a title this past
against Jojo Pion. Fucking think about that. Like, let's shake it off. Yeah, that's why everybody's like, okay, if we don't win this split and like make fucking do well at Worlds, yeah, we're breaking up. Bye.
Good God. I'm sorry. I like the person who wrote this. They did a pretty good job. But this logic here with this part is all fucked up. First of all, Cloud9 was the first place team for 8 weeks straight of the LCS. That is literally factual. You can go look that up. Okay? That is straight up factual. Now, were there some games that were shaky? Yes, but they were still in first place. Okay? Team Liquid was not that dominant in their games. They had some dominant games. Okay? But they weren't a truly dominant first place team like Cloud9 was when they were first place.
Yeah,
I'm not making this up as a fan.
7 weeks. There was 1 week where
you're right. Yeah,
with FlyQuest was like fucking going on that streak because they were facing all the shitty teams.
Like, this is... I'm sorry, guys. Cloud9 for 7 weeks were like pretty much the best team. Yes, Liquid were a part of that as well, but they weren't as dominant, and their games also weren't as clean either. There were also a lot of shaky games. Team Liquid played as well. I'm not saying Cloud9 played exactly better. I'm just saying it's not how this is worded. That's what I'm saying. The veteran talent should be able to take out newer formed teams like EG. But remember, EG also have Impact, Inspired, and Vulcan. Good veteran players, as well as players that can easily match the players on Team Liquid. Vulcan can match Core JJ. Impact can definitely beat Bwipo. And Inspired can definitely beat Santorin. So that all that leaves essentially is just Jojo Pion and Bjergsen. You know, Danny can match Han Sama. Just not in laning phase, obviously. Not laning phase, but outside of laning phase.
And listen, Bjergsen just...
and Jojo Pion outperformed Bjergsen in the third place match.
Yeah, listen, Bjergsen has just been on, like, vacational season and hasn't stopped, all right? this guy's just, like, laying back. Like, I'm finally away from the stress and toxicity. I'm just going to relax. He's not trying at all. Holy
Liquid's top side. Liquid's top side was all top 2 or 3 in the roles last split. Although one can say Bjergsen didn't perform well and there was no competition, I have trust in his experience and work that he will be back stronger.
Now, fuck off. You just say all of them were top 2 or 3 in their roles, and then you say Bjergsen didn't do well. Fuck off. Fuck you. He was not top 3. He was like 5th or 4th. Fuck you.
The bot lane of Core and Hans is hands down the best in the league. FBI and who he would like to have a word with that, and so would Danny and Vulcan.
Yeah, wait, what? Best in lane? Okay, but overall, Vulcan was again. It was because Core JJ didn't play the whole split, but still, Vulcan was probably like. And he's not good internationally, obviously. We've been through this. But again, regionally, last split, Vulcan is probably like number 1. And then, Danny was great. He was about probably even with Han Sama. What is this guy smoking?
Oh, good. Even when they didn't play for the first month of the season, with the time in splits spent well, I'm expecting this team to be even scarier than before. Okay, hold on. They're supposed to be scary in the spring. They won lock-in. Winning lock-in was supposed to show people this is going to be that super team you guys all expect. That was the narrative, right? In spring, they're supposed to carry that over to win. Bjergsen lost to Jojo Pion, who had an abysmal regular season. In playoffs, Jojo Pion massively outperformed him, except for like one game Jojo Pion did not perform it. That was when Jojo Pion was on Veigar, and that first time they faced each other. So that's the only game he played bad against Bjergsen. Every person on EG, most people on EG, most people on 100 Thieves, and most people on Cloud9 could outmatch everyone on Team Liquid. That's not even my opinion or my biased opinion. That's literally, we saw it in the games. Bwipo would dominate people in the best of 5s, then in other games get completely clapped because he would refuse to play champions like Orin, champions like Gangplank for some reason. Now, I get it. This is regular season, sure. If they finish first in the regular season, I'm not surprised. They recently finished first in the regular season last split. That's fine. I just don't think they'll do it this split. I think there's a better chance of EG finishing first, 100 Thieves finishing first, or Cloud9 finishing first. You know? But if you want to say 100 Thieves, if you want to say Team Liquid finished first in the summer split coming up because they finished first in the last spring, that's fine. I just don't think they'll be winning the split overall. You know? Good God. But some of these it's just not, I don't care if you have Team Liquid first. The reasonings is just really, really off here.
Yeah, it's fine if you haven't, like, I get it, but because it's literally like a fucking...
I'll say this. Yes, with the talent on their roster should, on paper, yes, win titles.
Yeah, on paper.
Things on paper always don't come true. And yes, guys, people understand, they didn't win the LCS 2022 spring split when it was pretty much the most, I'm not saying the most easiest split to win. By far and away, probably one of the most easiest splits to win with this super team. They still couldn't do it. 100 Thieves definitely can match them. I've always said
that. Again, it wasn't just like it wasn't just like a 3-2 finals loss. They lost in the semifinals 3-0.
Convincingly. In game 1 was close. The other 2 games, they lost pretty handily. They got when when Reaper figured out the shitty drafting Team Liquid were doing, 100 Thieves came back and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
All 3 games.
I get it. The top 4 teams is a clusterfuck, and it could go either way. Honestly, it's like impossible at this point. So if you want to go, just like it on paper and stuff, your reason and stuff, just the experience of all that stuff to give him first, at least in the regular season. Okay, yeah, that's fine, but like. Jesus, fuck those reasons.
It's just the reasonings were all bad, like because they have like the veteran talent. The veteran talent should have won this split. What are you talking about? The veteran talent wins this split. That's how that works.
Must be Bjergsen fanboy. Yeah, definitely.
Like the veteran talent should get you the wins now. That's how it works, though. With that amount of experience on the roster, they should be winning titles.
Yeah, yo, is Warren awake right now? And I need to message him while he wrote that article.
Oh my god. Good actual god. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna head off. I've been pretty much making videos and streaming all day. I'm gonna take a quick nap and break for a little bit.
Is there anything else you're gonna do today or no?
Just stream the Miss Marvel, watch that later on, and play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. Hey, maybe you should actually reschedule that one watch party again and stop canceling it.
I love Asian women.
Like holy fuck. Oh,
okay, hold on.
Then you would watch
let me show you this before you go. Let me show you this. Maybe this guy's smoking some Kool-Aid that this guy's drinking right here. I am Germ has TL, EG. So everyone has the same top 4. He has his TSM 5th.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Let's see. Hold on. Go up for a second.
Okay.
Let's. Okay, for once. Okay, number 1, why are you following him? Get that fucking disgusting bitch out of here. But okay, but secondly,
he has some great league takes.
Yeah, this guy, one of the biggest worthless hacks in the community. Go fuck himself. But but honestly, that is actually not that bad. Again, the top 5 is TSM being 5th over other teams is arguable, and the top 4 is obviously arguable. Because
is Leader going to be the main mid laner for Golden Guardians? If Leader is going to be the main mid laner for Golden Guardians, I think that will surprise.
Well, he's in academy right now, but yeah, there's rumors that he could eventually be promoted. Yeah, but I don't know. But anyway,
100 Thieves 4th? I don't know about that.
Again, the 5th place, like TSM, you can make an argument like with Fly or Immortals instead. Like you definitely could say he's overhyping TSM possibly a bit. And again, the top 4 is very arguable, but it's clusterfuck. Everybody's is probably different. The top 4. So honestly, though, I actually don't hate that. I actually don't.
Yeah, I think he's undervaluing some teams, but not others. And
this was
the LCS promo they had.
10th, 9th, 8th. And like 7th place, I totally agree with. And again, I agree with that pretty much. That whole like
CLG Dokla. Look at the big dokes. He's coming for us. He's coming.
I never thought Dokla would actually get another chance, but whatever.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Summer Split begins. I mean, I want all these guys to do well. Like, I would love if Cloud9 win this split. I would love that, but I don't see that happening, honestly. I mean, it's possible given the volatility of the other top teams. Dude, what if TSM just starts overperforming this split? You never know. Maple might be their big X factor they need. Midlane is such a huge improvement.
Well, I mean, again, who would you say is better than Jensen, even with it being like 27 and the split off? Who would you say is better?
Better or... I wouldn't say better. I would say of even is only just Jojo Pion and Maple. That's it.
Really, Jojo Pion? Really, you have Jojo Pion and Maple.
As who could compete with Jensen or Takuli? You only have those 3. Unless you want to put a Blaze Olive in the conversation.
Yeah, so yeah, no Bjergsen. What? Wait, what was that for?
CLG Dokla? It's over for that. It's over. I believe in Dokla supremacy. You know what, guys?
It's like 2 Exodias of shit meeting, uniting with each other. Holy fuck!
My god!
But fuck's sake! So again, so it's like okay, so Jensen, you have as like the best mid.
The only mids that'll compete with Jensen, because I think he'll be the best mid, is Maple, Bjergsen, Takuli, Jojo Pion,
Okay, but look, so you have Jensen as the best mid, right? For you?
Pretty much, yeah. That's not me being biased. That's what I think.
Okay, but Fudge, do you not think he could be like the best mid top again?
I think so, yeah. He'll probably be about he'll probably be top 3.
Berserker, would you say top 3?
Top 3 to 4, yeah.
Okay, and if Blabber doesn't in his ass off,
Blabber's usually always a top 3 jungler because it means LCS.
So why could they not win, huh?
The problem, because Cloud9 always does these things, dude, where like there's certain weeks where it goes really well, and there's certain weeks where like they'll have a patch change and they don't play as well, or like maybe the meta shifts and how you should play through a certain player doesn't exactly work.
I mean, I know that, but still, I'm just saying
that's always been the problem. It's not a player thing.
I mean,
or there's some days where they just
how mid the top teams are right now.
But it's not just in players. It's also if they still have Max Waldo, their drafting is going to be really suspect. That's the problem.
Actually, never mind, GG. I forgot they still had Max Waldo. I keep forgetting he's still their head coach. Forget it. Fuck.
The systems have spoken, dude. They want Max Waldo.
Oh, fuck me.
Sources. I love it. Well, guys, that's gonna be it. I know we usually do our predictions, but guys, I want to get some food and I want to just kind of chill back for a little bit and relax. But you know, I can't wait for the LCS split to start this week. As you guys know, I've been watching the LCS for years at this point, 7 years. I've been watching competitive league between LCS, LPL, LCK, LEC. You know, I've been watching this stuff for a long, long time. So yeah, I'm always happy when the season starts. The Cloud9 podcast is always a consistent thing. If there's news of players switching certain teams or roster moves happening, let you guys know about that. The random channel update videos. I don't know if I'll be doing like individual content for the LCS or the LEC. I think this is just good enough. Honestly, that's what I want to tell people. This is just completely good enough. That's it. Mm-hmm. You know. Oh, this is something that I am Jerem posted from the TSM subreddit, I think.
Oh, I don't want to read this bullshit.
Oh, this is gold right here. I know you love TSM. This is gold.
Oh, and I love I am Jerem, right?
This one website, thegamehayas.com, put TSM at 5th. This guy said, for people who don't want to read, TSM is ranked 5th. Dunk says, they used the wrong logo, so I'm not giving the website a click. Thanks for saving me. Okay.
Okay, so...
That's just so cringe.
What?
That's just... Because they used the wrong logo. What? That is...
So, I don't... Yeah, well, you know, Dunk is... notoriously the worst fucking social media person by far in esports history, and that includes the Florida Mayhem pedophile and the Florida Mayhem guy who like fucking harasses people 24/7.
For anyone that watches this, they're gonna ask, did Berserker get his passport yet? No, it takes roughly 6 weeks for passports to process. Earliest we could expect Berserker is maybe early to mid-July, so he'll be pretty much absent for the majority of the LCS 2022 Summer Split regular season. That's insane. So I don't know who their ADC is going to be. Like,
again, should be Wixie. Watch Wixie play.
Good God. Oh, wow.
Yeah, again, that's what you should do in your free time, honestly.
And dude, and people need to understand that there's a bigger problem with that. Is if he does get his passport back and he comes into the mid part of the regular season in week 6, what if the team has already established perfect synergy? You can't just throw him in. Like, oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Berserker, why'd you lose your passport? Because why would you want to switch out? If Wixie's performing really well for them, there's no reason to put in Berserker then. If you already have good synergy and chemistry going on, unless Wixie's just going to be a complete dud, then yeah. But I think this is going to have more problems than, like, this can have more problems than good.
Can he not just play at home online? Like,
I hope he could.
Like I don't get, because Treats did it in Academy again. He literally did it for playoffs, and like when he was like in Sweden or something, struggling with that, and won the fucking Academy split during it.
God damn. But as you guys know, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. The Cloud9 podcast, Wednesdays, 3 p.m. PST. Unless during Wednesday, maybe Sean is busy or I'm busy and I got to put it till later on during the day. It'll mostly be Wednesdays, as confirmed. Wednesday, 3 p.m. PST. Thank you to everyone who watched. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you guys like the show. Comment if you want to. Just liking and subscribing That's all I really care for. Subscribe if you're new. Like the show. See you guys later. See you next Wednesday. The LCS, the LEC 2022 summer splits begin. Currently watching LPL and LCK to get my league fix before Great NA starts playing this week. All right, guys. Goodbye. Peace. See you guys later.